Yeah.
Very, very exciting, Jack. Some close calls, huh? But you've done all right for yourself.
What do you want?
Well, I want money, Jack. I wish that I had some loftier purpose, but I'm afraid in the end it's just the money, Jack. I would like large, non-sequential bills in 2 clear plastic bags, unmarked. Can you remember all that?
It's Hollywood, baby.
What would you say you do here?
Well, look, I already told you. I deal with the goddamn customers so the engineers don't have to. I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
You're fired. Get out of here.
Sorry. No, 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 no. Why?
Put another gay diverse woman in it. Make it more fucking lame.
Want to talk about what's haunting you, or should we wait for a third act flashback?
Go yourself.
All right, we are back, baby. We are so back for Thirsty Thursdays. And this time, we've got a brand new face on the panel. Everybody say hi to Nadia.
Hi, Nadia.
Cheers.
Make sure to like and subscribe to her channel. We're trying to break her to 1,000. Let's go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love the energy.
Well, we're going to be diving into the dumpster fire that is modern Hollywood. So, you know, what better way than to drink to all the Brooklyn hipsters that died.
Here's my real drink.
Drinking hydration water because I work outside. Woo!
But it's patriotic water.
That's right. And free hug stickers. There you go.
You know, I could tell by that intro there was a lot of pent up just catharsis there that needed to happen.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, it's been a great week.
It's been a fabulous week. It's been like Christmas every day, baby.
Today is the biggest, one of the biggest presents of all, RFK Jr.
Oh yeah,
it's incredible.
Saving the best for last. Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Yo, this new administration coming together, it's actually quite libertarian. It's very, very fascinating to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for Ron Paul to head the Federal Reserve, and that would blow everybody's mind.
He's the reason when you look back from like 12 years ago in the 2012 election, he kind of started, like, he's part of a very big influential reason as to why we are here right now with the amount of figures that are in the pantheon and in the administration coming in.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Because he was a congressman from Texas, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we've got a lot of pop culture going on. I wanted to drop my video on celebrities going nuts, but I just felt like watching Breaking Bad instead.
Good pick. Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah. I mean, celebrities are going absolutely apeshit, and it's hysterical to watch.
I actually messaged Sharon Stone and I said, "Hey, do you need help packing?"
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's ridiculous because they're all hookers, man. They all got paid to endorse. They all got paid to do those cringeworthy videos. Do you see the Marvel ones where they all talking to each other? That is so cheesy.
That was
on
very...
what earth would that be even inspirational? It's not. There's nothing punk rock about it. People want punk rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just proving that Thanos was right at some point. Just
yeah.
All the numbers are coming out for like how much some of these sets cost to build. Like the Call Her Daddy set was like 100 grand. That set, I could have built that set for $5,000, easy. It is.
For a second, I thought you were referring to a movie, man, and then I realized that fucking podcast is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they built a new set just for her interview. The same with Oprah, except Oprah that was like $1 million.
Yeah.
Nadia, if you haven't checked out Hardcut's set, they have the best fucking set on YouTube. So
hands down.
Yeah,
this is not it.
That's not it. Okay.
It's not. Yeah, it's not this one. This is the behind the scenes.
My other
stuff.
half is on a work trip right now, so our set's at his place. So
What, he doesn't trust you?
no, not at all.
Okay.
You might let the girls in.
Yeah. Are we seeing the girls by the end of the year?
I don't know. The last
I
two
feel like
appearances of
we
the
need to get
girls
a
weren't
holiday
well
message
received,
from
so
them.
I don't know. Our Agatha video. I mean, I think this is just across the board that most people's Agatha videos just didn't perform well. But
oh, is that like a thing? 'Cause I put one out. I don't know. Maybe got 1,000 views or something. But then everybody tore me a new one, saying it's such a good show.
Yeah,
I gave up after episode 3. After episode 3, I was like, guys, listen, I don't want to review this. I'm sorry. I just want to talk about stuff I like, please.
I didn't give in at all.
Oh,
to watching it. See
Well,
what I did there?
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
have to give up because I never gave in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw like Dark Hour was doing reviews of each episode, and like by the end, he was just like, "I started, so I kind of just have to get through it," because like his videos were like flatlining too for that. I just like there's just nobody cared like
at
all. It wasn't like Acolyte or anything.
Yeah, I mean, my Penguin videos have been doing pretty well, mostly.
Yeah, because that's
show kicks
popular.
ass.
Yeah, people are liking it.
I can't wait to watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but my brother and my coworker both have been like strangling me at work. You have to watch it. I'm like, okay. It's my jam. I love mafia stuff and I love Batman.
Yeah.
So here we go. Batman universe.
My dad doesn't like superheroes. Like, if you mention Batman or anything, he'll just go no. So it's like, listen, just watch this. You'll really like it. Mafia.
Yeah.
He loves it. He doesn't even know that it's related to Batman. He just enjoys it for it. So
That's a compliment. That's a huge compliment, really, to the series and the creators. That's awesome. I think that's pretty fantastic that they managed to put it together and make it as good as people say it is.
I mean, I need to go back and watch the Batman because I kind of remember the Penguin scenes from the movie, but I've only seen the movie once, so.
He isn't as much of a villain as he is kind of like a side character that kind of comes in and out, but I thought it was a really brilliant casting of Colin Farrell because that man wakes up and pisses charisma. And when it first shows him on the Batman's just beating the crap out of all the henchmen, and then the Penguin just comes and taps on his shoulders, and Batman turns around and he gives him a very disarming smile. And his eyebrows kind of raise up. It's very Colin Farrell, but it's like, okay, it's a different type of character. This is cool.
The hold on, sweetheart moment.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
P.S. No New Yorkers talk like that.
I
that accent is just, I don't know. It's Hollywood interpretation.
Well, some members of my family do. So.
Well, foreigner actors, when they do different regional accents of America, they'll kind of over-exaggerate just a little bit. It's kind of a style when foreigners take on new accents.
Yeah.
I've noticed that.
No, but Colin Farrell does a fantastic job, but the real knockout is Kristen Milioti.
I disagree.
Yeah.
Really? Well, okay. I'm all ears.
I think she's one note. Her bug eyes are frustrating and annoying, and her character is written to be inconsistent and additionally frustrating.
Kyle, you're the only man I know that is not head over heels for her. Every person who I know watched this, it's like, oh, I could fix her. I love her. I could fix her, this character. You're the only one to give actual criticism like that. I'm surprised.
Wasn't her first big movie Wolf of Wall Street?
Oh, she was Leo DiCaprio's first wife.
Yeah.
Wall Street. Right.
She's also the mom from How I Met Your Mother. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. I never watched that show.
I didn't
don't know
either.
if it's worth going back and watching it.
It's okay.
Yeah, I fired up Entourage, which I've never seen. I text my friend. I'm like, "Is it worth watching?" He's like, "No." Is the ending good? No. I was like, okay, well, too bad I downloaded all the seasons.
No, it's fun. It's a good time. It's just pure escapism, and it's like 30-minute episodes, right?
Yeah.
It's literally just like a group of friends in Hollywood and their Hollywood adventures. I lived in Hollywood for a year, so
Yeah.
it's a good time. I like literally knew Rat Packs just like that when I was in
Mhm.
Hollywood. Like a group of the boys would roll, and you're like, that's straight up Entourage.
Yeah,
Like the
and you
one
met
guy
a
was the
couple
most successful,
celebrities. Yeah.
and then they all circulate around them. Yeah.
Yeah. And they all think that they're God's gift to humanity.
Yeah.
And they all think that we care about what they think about the world and politics.
Well, they've tried to actually push Entourage to the back of like the watch list on the streaming apps that it's on. They've actually tried to kind of cancel it. They haven't quite canceled it, but they're kind of been like, yeah, don't. We're just gonna kind of hide that because it's very unapologetically just guy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we know how much Hollywood hates masculinity lately. But yeah.
Well, Hollywood does. The majority of America doesn't feel that way.
Clearly,
Yeah.
As we have seen.
yeah, America has spoken.
The numbers show.
Yeah.
Only the cities was what was blue, quite frankly. If you look at the map, it's literally, you know, it's
Well,
crazy.
people
Or
kept-
Illinois, which is the worst state in the union, and I'm from Chicago, so I can
Oh
say-
shit!
yeah.
I moved out of Illinois. I grew up in Illinois.
Me too. I'm in Las Vegas now. I moved out of Chicago to Las Vegas. Yep.
Yeah. You go to a hotter climate. Yep. Yep.
Well,
right there with
I
you.
lived in LA for a long time because I used to work in Hollywood, but I was like, we're not moving to California. I want dry heat, but I don't want California's
Right.
issue, so we'll just move to Nevada.
When did you move?
5 years ago.
Okay, before the shutdowns. Wow, you were ahead of the game.
During 2020, we were like, we're out of Illinois. We're sold our house. We're out.
Okay.
We moved during the pandemic. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I went at the end of 2020. So yeah, that was an initiation for me.
November. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Get out of Illinois, and
Yep.
I'm going back. I'm going back for Thanksgiving, so this should be fun.
This is so weird. That's what me and my wife have done. We have a buddy who's still in Illinois, and we go to there for Thanksgiving. We're hanging back this year because, I think we don't want to freeze our asses off again.
People seem to hate Chicago. Megan the Texan says Chicago stinks.
It does.
Okay, since this is apropos, I'm just going to reveal it. Megan the Texan is my wife.
Oh, okay, good.
Just so, yeah, I'm
I
just
thought
going
we
to
were
reveal
gonna,
that.
we were.
She's
gonna-
right.
I think, Paul, I told you already.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But she's like the super
Yeah.
fan, so
That's the twist. She's been around the streams for the whole time.
Yep.
For the past year or so, and now the twist is out. So
Man.
this is a reveal.
yeah, that's the big reveal.
Mm-hmm.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, because
Megan's awesome. Megan's
I saw
awesome.
your new. I saw your new setup on Instagram, Kyle. What,
Yeah, this is a new camera. This is
Oh,
not.
nice.
This is not my fucking webcam that I've been using for the past few years.
what camera did you get?
Sony VZ, is it ZV or VZ? I'm dyslexic.
Oh, okay.
E10. So
Oh, okay.
You look
Like
gorgeous.
a standard like
Gorgeous.
vlogging camera.
what's that?
Said you look gorgeous.
Oh, thanks, Ben.
No homo.
You look high definition.
Finally, is it actually coming through this time as before?
Oh,
It was
yeah.
more standard.
No, it's looking
Congratulations,
great.
brother. You look great, my man. You deserve it.
Nice. Yeah. So my regular camera that I record all my videos with is the Nikon Z30, but I can't stream with it because it overheats after like 40 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, shit, we're about to find out if this thing can take it. So
Yeah. I'm curious if we can do it, and if it does, then I'm gonna go out and buy that same camera. Kyle.
well, I have to give credit where it's due. Bobby Hardcut, basically, you guys were inspirational to me getting a Sony camera, and yeah. So that's a thing. That
I mean,
happened.
you're on a Sony camera, like
Not
when
right
you
now,
usually.
but when we shoot, we use FX6s. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'm learning so much right now. I should be taking notes.
I know. Why the hell are we not talking about making this all about me and the stupid camera? Come on, let's make it about these shows that we are getting frustrated by, or at least I am, majoritively.
Are you referring to a certain state of Montana related show?
Yeah, that one most of all. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone not that good now.
we can get into it. Yeah. So who here's caught up? Nadia, you watched a little bit of it. You mentioned.
Yeah.
I'm not
It
caught
got
up.
too repetitive for me, their storylines. I'm like, at some point
Yeah.
you gotta change things up. Similar to Peaky Blinders, where okay, first season's pretty good, second, same story, just changing characters, same story beats, same storyline. So I just dipped. But you can do spoil.
That's exactly the reason why my ADHD ass will just start tuning out of shows. I'll watch like the first 2 seasons, and after a while, I'm like, I just subconsciously am like, I'll watch something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this latest episode. So just for background, and Kyle, correct me if I'm wrong. It was a salary dispute between Kevin Costner and Taylor Sheridan, plus his Kevin Costner's shooting schedule for Horizon.
The latter. Initially, it was rumored to be a pay dispute, but all that Kevin Costner has said is that it was a schedule issue, that they kept pushing when things needed to be shot, and him filming Horizon Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. I mean, I don't know how many he's
Did
going to have.
Part 2 even come out?
No,
I think
Part 2
so.
hasn't come out either, and
It was supposed to, right?
I am anticipating. Well, they canceled it, so it was going to come out in August, and because Part 1 or Chapter 1, as he's calling it, underperformed,
Yeah.
just boink, pulled the plug.
I thought they were going to release it in Chapter 2 in theaters, but because 1 didn't perform well, they were just going to send it straight to streaming, and he threw a fit about that. So then they backtrack and said, no, we're going to release 2 in theaters just later down the line, like in a couple of months.
I hope they do. I had the theory that that was a contingency plan. That the way that he made these movies was that they absolutely could work as a streaming series, because the Chapter 1 is basically 3 episodes. I would say you could cut that into 3 episodes because it's 3 hours, and I think maybe subconsciously, maybe intentionally, I think it's a theory that I have, that in some way he formed this to accommodate streaming in some way down the road, right? Because I saw Part 1 and it works more so as a streaming.
Is
I
it
want to
like
say
more of
content?
like
It's
a?
just-
Because I actually haven't seen it, but is it more of like a mini series like Hatfields and McCoys on the History Channel? Like, would that have worked?
I didn't see that. There are parallels to Sheridan's work with 1883. You know, you got settlers coming in,
Yeah.
pioneers to around the same time. I mean, they could be companion pieces essentially.
Yeah.
And you have, but the one difference is that you have multiple storylines taking place in different geographical spots, and they don't meet each other. They probably will down the road,
Right.
and that's something I'm anticipating. Like how much are they going to interact, and are they going to change each other's trajectories and conflict, etc.
Yeah.
But I do have to give critique where it's due, is that it felt incomplete. Chapter 1 felt incomplete, and that's what I didn't like about it. But there are moments in Chapter 1 that are magnificently adventurous in a way that reminded me of 90s films.
Right.
You know, there is a cue from the score of this horse chase at night that is so uproariously majestic and exciting. It made me feel like a kid again, watching those great, Western films or any kind of adventure film you might think of, like even an Indiana Jones type of movie.
Yeah.
It's not that tone. Don't mistake me as thinking
Not like Dances
I'm
with
saying
Wolves
It's not like, I just want to clarify that it's not Indiana Jones. It's not that at all.
Yeah.
But you have these
Spirit
that
of it.
moment in particular
I love
was
that.
just reminiscent of the best of what an adventure movie can do.
I love that.
But majoritively, it's more of a drama. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Horizon, I love the concept of it. I haven't seen it, but someone that didn't get into the theater and watch it and then finding out that it bombed, I thought the marketing kind of sucked ass. I thought the title sucked, like Horizon American Saga. I don't like that. They just call it Horizon or something else. I don't like when people add saga to titles, like Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. That's a stupid title.
Actually,
and I love Furiosa, but
I can go
It's
with
just
you
my
on that.
opinion.
Yeah. I like the Horizon title, but I go with you when it comes to the Saga subtitle bit.
I mean, maybe they should have named it Horizon Zero Dawn and pulled in Avengers from 1997. I was like, where the fuck is Iron Man? Oh no, this is some stupid 60s remake.
Is it pro-American, Kyle? Like, does it come across pro-American, like the West? That, because I'm thinking maybe they just didn't know how to market it in this dark timeline that we are in currently, or coming out of.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because there was trepidation at the time when Horizon was coming out. We didn't know where we were going to be at with the election. And I believe the studio he was coupling with is Warner Brothers, I think.
Interesting.
I might be wrong on that, so don't quote me. But I get the sense that the studio, which they didn't produce it because he self-funded the movie, but distribution is a different story. So I think it was a studio that was distributing it. I think there might have been a degree of, okay, well, yeah, but we really want to do streaming. That's where the money's probably going to be at. So I get the sense that it might have been that. In terms of it having the pro-American kind of stance on it, I think it tries to balance the storyline of the Native Americans and the settlers, but in so doing, because it's such a long story stretched so far away from the story of the Native Americans, it starts to get tedious, I would say, because there's not as much action as you might anticipate. There is a lot of talking on both sides.
So in that regard, it's like Dune Part 1.
That's a good comparison, actually. Yeah. It's the American historical, version of Dune. Yeah, that's actually true. Yeah.
I mean, it's really too bad that it bombed and what happened with Yellowstone, because I mean, there's kind of no coming back. Like, I have this theory. Well, we didn't see his body. If you can blow someone's head off and not really know if it's John Dutton. So you think it's definitive?
Okay, so if this is the thing. Because we're already into spoilers, like at this point, we are. And,
I mean, everybody's seen it at this point. It's
everyone knows, I think, at this point. If they decide to stick with this, they're going to have to, because if Sheridan doesn't, that's going to be just cheap fucking writing.
Yeah.
And it's going to degrade the intelligence of the characters that we love.
Yep.
With Beth and her brother. I forgot his name.
Jamie? Or
the other one.
Oh, God.
See, you forgot it too.
Oh, my God. I mean, I have his...
Isn't it a girl? Casey, yeah. I was like, isn't it a girl's name?
Yeah.
And Rip, he didn't see the body, but Casey and Beth did. So if there's any kind of fake out that we find out, in order to avoid the hit, we had to plant somebody, pretend to be him in the house late at night, and then he went to the bathroom, and some hitman came in the darkness, didn't really identify him, just assumed that it was him,
right,
and shot him from behind or in front of whatever, said, or and then shot him when he turned around, so that he could plant it to make it look like shot him in the face or whatever. So if they go back on that, that's gonna be a terrible move. All right, because that's just going to be something out of fucking like, the OC or something, circa 2004.
Yeah.
And I know people are going to say, People are going to say, "Oh, Kyle, it's a soap opera. It's a soap opera anyway." Listen, this is heightened, like
This is more than a soap
elevated.
opera.
It
Soap
is more
opera?
than that. It has elements of that, right? But it's elevated. It has fantastic writing. You
Yeah.
know, both in narrative, character work, dialogue. But
I mean,
to see this happen
it's definitely got the.
was so fucking uncreative and cheap.
It was so cheap.
And a display of Sheridan being stretched too thin because he has too many shows going on.
Yeah.
And he's trying to juggle it all. And on top of that, the whole thing happened with Costner bowing out.
Right.
And I think part of it had to do with creative differences as well. And I don't think he sort of mentioned it in the last interview where he was asked directly, "Hey, what did you think of what they did to your character?" This is after the premiere of episode 9. And he said, "Oh, I heard about it. I didn't even know it was airing." And he said, I gave Sheridan 2 ideas of how to conclude my character. And clearly that didn't happen.
I mean, he also had health problems. So they could have easily been like, "Oh, well, my kidney or whatever the hell was wrong with him before gave out." Right? That would have been, just a not as cheap, still cheap, but not as cheap as just exit stage left.
It was worse than that. You didn't even see him exit. It was done off screen.
Right.
That's horrible storytelling.
At the end of the last season, he was going back to the state capitol to be governor or whatever. So he could have been like just busy elsewhere while season 5 happened.
You know what it is? He basically did to Yellowstone what they did to Alien 3.
How so? It's been forever since I saw
killing Newt and killing what's his face? Michael Bihn's character.
Hicks.
Hicks, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He killed the main character of the show off screen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unceremoniously.
Yeah.
And I find it baffling that people, when I read comments, they're saying, "It's so emotional, it had me crying." You didn't feel gypped? You didn't recognize the uncreative choices that that Sheridan made?
It's not just that the whole episode was very poorly written. The pacing, the going back and forth, and with the flashback,
absolutely just unnecessary.
Adding in, which fair enough, the guy died. The Billy Clapper cameo, the spur maker.
Yeah, I appreciate that sentiment.
But it was vomited out. Like, it was just a bunch of stuff. Like,
excuse me, we just killed off the main fucking character of the show, and you want to reminisce about how the traditions of old are going away?
But they killed him off camera, right? Completely off scene.
The episode literally starts with Beth running down the long driveway to the mayor's house with the EMS and cops are there already. It's literally how it starts.
Essentially, have survived.
Oh no, they declare.
Oh, they declare.
He's
okay.
Yeah, and multiple phone calls occur in which what was it? There was a police code, a suicide code. Basically, they fed to Jamie over the phone, and even he was surprised by that.
Is this the last season? Like, this is after this, we're done?
This is it, yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I would like a spin-off because Beth and Rip are such fantastic characters, but given, like, I approach this with some hesitancy by saying that because of the way Sheridan is writing this.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't fit with the rest of the series. I thought. I don't know where the hell he's going with it.
No, you got it. That's exactly what it is.
What? That it doesn't.
What you just said is exactly what it is. It does not fit with the rest of the series.
Yeah, I mean, because it doesn't make sense for his character. Which, hold on. So we know that it's not a suicide because of the conversation between Jamie and what's her name? Like the hot cougar. That
I don't know her name, but yeah, she's a hit. Yeah. But that's that's eventually what we find out is that it's revealed to clearly, it's not ambiguous. They reveal This was a setup. This was a hit job, and this is the funny thing is that even the hit job wasn't for the benefit of the kids thinking that he committed suicide, because his kids don't believe it either. So it was, that wasn't a good hit job if your purpose was to make it look like a suicide and no one fucking believes that it was a suicide.
Yeah, I mean, Taylor Sheridan is entirely stretched too thin, and I still want to get a second season of 1923 because, that show I think is even better.
Well, it's coming out, and I actually did a day on set for 1923. So.
Oh, really?
I can say for sure. Yeah. I think December.
They filmed in Austin. I auditioned 3 times for it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Ben actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, so in December it's coming out? Like, we know that for sure?
I don't know that for sure. I just read passively some headline. So
yeah, because that show kicked that. Like 1883 and 1923, they both kicked ass.
Yeah, I like the main character in that show, the nephew. What's his face? I can't. It's been a while since I've seen it. What's the character's name? But his girlfriend is annoying. I gotta say the British.
Oh yeah. So
she's always whining about situations that are dangerous, and she was the one that said, "I want to go on an adventure."
Right.
And then when she encounters, the possibility of lions approaching or an upturned boat in the ocean, and there might be sharks, she freaks out every time, and he has to calm her down. Says, Shut up! This is what you wanted.
Yeah, it was Spencer Dutton.
Spencer, there we go.
And who's played by Brandon Sklenar.
Yep.
I don't know how to pronounce his
I
his
didn't
last
even
name.
know the show was spinned off this many times.
I mean, well, the spin-offs were freaking great.
What's nice is that you don't have to watch Yellowstone in order to watch those.
Yeah, they're standalone.
I would even argue that they're enough disconnected from each other they live on their own.
Yeah.
1883 and 1923 you can watch them separately.
I mean, 1883 is just like a self-contained story.
It really is.
Like, they don't need to do a second season. Like, it was perfect.
Oh, absolutely not. No, you leave 1883. He needs to leave that alone. That stands by itself.
I mean, 1923 needs a second season because it was left on a
absolutely.
hanger. But
yeah, don't worry, it's coming out.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
I watched them press record.
Okay. All right. We've got our character witness here.
Yes.
I like the point y'all brought up about Taylor Sheridan spreading himself too thin. I remember 2015, I went to go see Sicario by myself, and I just remember thinking, like, this is the work of an on-tour writer. This is brilliant. I remember watching Wind River with my dad. I remember watching, not Wind River, Hell or High Water.
Hell or High Water.
Neo-Nor-Western. Then Wind River I thought was amazing. And I just don't want Taylor Sheridan to run into the Marvel problem where he has this dynasty and then it's like, then he starts just cranking stuff out and after a while just loses. Someone like him, I feel like he'd be better off if he gave himself a year or two between projects, But he's such a hot commodity right now. I mean, who wouldn't want to keep on getting that money coming? I mean, Landman's coming out, which, that looks pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie. A little bit of There Will Be Blood-esque type of thing,
Yeah.
But I love Taylor Sheridan. I love the fact that he's from Texas and he's proud. And I mean, there's some insane stories down here, that need to be told for sure. But I just don't want Taylor Sheridan to suffer from the same Marvel dynasty drop off.
Yeah, because I think like quality wise, I think he's like the Christopher Nolan of TV.
Yeah,
he's putting out movies with not only great character development and good plot lines, but just like nuanced messages. Like, for example, with Hell or High Water, it was everybody that has gotten screwed by not only the financial crisis, but by, offshoring of jobs. Like the deep underlying message of Hell or High Water, it's fantastic. I mean, I'm honestly shocked that it didn't do better in theaters because it resonates with, more than 2/3 of the country.
Yeah, some of the greatest acting I've seen in recent years I wish it was talked about more, is in the end when Jeff Bridges takes the shot, takes out Ben Foster, And it's like he has this like moment of relief, like, but then like that the emotion kicks in. It's like a very visceral moment.
Yeah.
And it's funny, Matthew McConaughey and Bridges were interviewing each other on those things on Actors.
Yeah.
And Matthew McConaughey's like, tell me how'd you get there with that? And Jeff Bridges is like, something like this. He's like, I don't want to. It's like a magician showing how he got the bunny from the hat. I don't really want to talk about that. That's awesome. I love that. I love that. Sometimes it can be kind of annoying when actors and actresses overly explain, their magic tricks. It kind of takes away the magic.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Jeff Bridges has been around forever. I remember a couple years ago, I read The Last Picture Show and then watched the movie. He was like what, a teenager when he was in that. I don't know. Has anybody seen The Last Picture Show? It's fantastic.
That is one I haven't seen, but it's on my radar. I do want to see it.
Yeah, it's it's just as good as the book. I would say it's like pretty 1-to-1. I guess
I'll add it to the list. Give me a second.
Nice.
I mean,
do you have a folder on your phone too, a watch list? I have as well. Yeah.
I'm now going into military, so next movie is going to be Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ooh.
You've never seen it?
Never.
Oh, you're in for a treat. Oh yeah.
You're really in for
that's good.
Talk about a movie with like an underlying message, many underlying messages. Oh, yeah.
I've got a huge list to get through. I just went through all the Predators, so just saw those for the first time. The good and the bad.
Right.
The first one was the best one.
Predator films.
Oh yeah,
even the crappy ones are fun.
They're fun. Yeah, I watched all of the Alien movies for the first time this year as well.
Nice.
So now I'm ready for Alien versus Predator. I know the characters both, so I'm ready.
Oh.
Hey, Bobby! I'd really like for you to say something.
I got no comment.
I've got the Predator and Alien Omnibus comics because I'm a comic nerd, so I've got those coming in. So we'll see.
What, Kyle?
No comment. Did we come on here for no comment?
No comment on the Alien
What is happening?
I wouldn't.
I've already seen it.
I wouldn't recommend the AVP movies to my worst enemies. So that's.
I get that from a lot of people. Somebody was like, "Let me just tell you what happens.
hey,
so you don't have to waste your time."
Go in, watch it, enjoy it for yourself. Pick it apart for yourself.
You can sit down and you can just enjoy how ridiculous they are.
I mean, what I would do.
I just needed a one-liner, man. That's all I wanted.
I've seen now Terminator 1 and 2. That's off the list. Just saw those. I saw
That's all there
RoboCop.
is. There's no more.
Love RoboCop.
Demolition Man, which I loved.
Oh
Thought
my
it was
god,
great.
Demolition Man was so good.
Running Man I saw as well. Just saw Casino and Goodfellas this weekend.
Yeah.
Nice.
Back
Yeah.
to
Movie.
back. Yeah. Casino
You're
felt
catching up big time.
like it was 4 years too long. Great movie. Loved it. Enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. But I was like,
You
how
feel
much
the length on
is
that one a
left?
little bit.
Yes, you do.
How long is
Casino?
Casino?
Goodfellas, you don't feel the
Crazy.
length. Goodfellas, you just don't want it to end.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Goodfellas. So I have to see Rocky, and I've seen the first Blade Running.
Now that's a series
Judge
you
Dredd.
gotta go through the entire Rocky.
All of
series.
Rocky? Okay.
Yeah.
All of them.
My brother just did. He said he loved it. He enjoyed all of them, even the lesser ones. He had a good time.
I mean, I would put Rocky 1 up there with Full Metal Jacket, like in terms of quality of cinema.
Oh, it's so iconic. It's so iconic.
But as
So
as
good.
the Rocky series goes on, it just gets more and more ridiculous in a good
Yeah.
way.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then it like peaks. It peaks at Rocky 4, which is like the
Yep.
most American movie ever.
And it comes down to a grounded level with six.
And then it falls down pretty hard for Rocky 5.
Well, I just don't even
But
talk
then,
about
but
that
then
one.
it comes back.
It does come
pretty
back.
fierce with Rocky 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now,
and then
I also have-
kind of seamlessly. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish.
No, I was gonna say it seamlessly like passes the torch into the Creed movies, which are also good movies.
Yeah.
Okay. I also have Judge Dredd on this list, and
Wait,
I've
the
been
original
told-
or the new
That's
one?
the
with
thing.
Stallone?
So
The Stallone one.
my husband wants to watch both with me. Some people are like, just watch the Carl Urban ones. Someone are like, just
No,
watch
no,
the
no, no, no,
Stallone.
All
I
right,
would
Watch
watch
both.
both. I'm watching
I'm
both.
going to go and
both.
defend the original one. It's campy. It's dumb. It was very enjoyable. Come on, it's like
Okay.
mental junk food.
Yeah, the original one is just it's
It's
bad, but in
cheesy.
all the right ways. So
Yeah.
I don't
definitely
go into a
check that
movie
one out.
like that expecting The Godfather. I go into the movie
Yeah.
like that because I want to be taken into a different era of filmmaking and
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone and his action hero glory. That's the shit I'm looking for.
the Carl Urban
And-
one though is solid.
That's
It
what
is.
I hear.
Yeah, and it's
2020
like there's a movie called The Raid, which is like very similar. That they
Okay.
kind of like.
The Raid's kick ass.
Yeah,
Okay.
like Dread has a similar story, but it definitely delivered way more than I think anyone thought it was going to.
I'm loving all these testosterone fueled fever dream movies that I'm enjoying so much. I'm like, we're men, we're men. For 2025, my goal is, because I've never seen Eddie James Bond except for Skyfall, so I want to watch the entire James Bond.
Hell yeah.
TV.
Benjamin's gonna
Okay.
say something about this,
And
but
then-
yeah,
wait,
go on,
wait, wait.
Nadia. No, go on. Yeah.
For TV, I've never seen any an episode of X Files.
Oh,
That's going to be my
hell
TV
yeah.
watch.
You're in for a
You're
treat.
in
I
for
love
a-
X-Files.
even more of a treat.
Okay,
Wow.
because I
Man.
just watched The Sopranos for the first time this year and loved it. Thought it was
Nice.
great. So,
No,
I kind of for someone to be in your position where you have such a feast of artistry and just great things are abound. Yes, they will abound.
Oh, for
Okay.
Bond though, like you got to strap in because there's some amazing
There's some bad
ones, and
ones.
there's some
bad
very
ones.
weak ones as well.
okay.
Um,
I know which one
But there's like
Bobby
at
you're
least
referring
40.
to, and I'm
Oh,
gonna
do you?
defend. Oh, I'm gonna defend Moonraker. Okay.
I love Moonraker.
Okay,
Listen,
okay.
Yeah, Moonraker's
Moonraker's
fun.
up there.
I was a little
Fun.
child, and
Okay,
I'm like,
no,
oh,
no,
he
no,
goes
no.
into space.
I
It
have
has
all the
some
books.
merit to it,
I've
for
read
sure.
I've read every Ian Fleming. I have them all. The short
Badass,
stories.
dude.
I'm like super Bond fan.
Oh,
But-
you and I need to just talk about James
Oh yeah, we could
Bond.
talk about. I still want
Yeah.
to like do like a. Kyle, are you a Bond fan? Because I would love to do like a Bond live stream.
I'm obsessed with James Bond.
You'll have
I
a
love
first
James
time.
Bond. I love
Eyes
it.
on
You,
it.
dude, yeah, you got a company of people that like have different things they can bring to the table when it comes
Oh,
to that
yeah,
discussion.
yeah,
Of
yeah.
course,
Now,
I'll be
I
on here.
love James
Roger
Bond.
Moore gets a lot of shit.
He
for,
doesn't
you know,
deserve the shit.
Yeah.
I don't think
he did the
deserves
most
it.
films. He did the most films.
And there's a reason why. Like,
People liked him.
yeah, and he was probably an absolute gentleman on set. He probably
Yeah.
was stupendous to work
It's just
with.
that his films went through a period, like a stretch of filmmaking, where they were kind of like very cheesy.
His were the
So-
'70s ones.
And 80s.
Yeah, so
and
yeah,
80s.
70s. Well, his last one was View to a Kill, which I think was 1980.
85. 85.
Was it 85?
Yeah, he was like freaking 58 when he made
When
that.
did I? Because Dalton did two in the 80s.
Yeah, 87, 89. I just
Oh,
watched
there you go,
them.
okay.
It's funny we're bringing up James Bond. I literally
yeah.
just watched all the Roger Moore ones and the Timothy Dalton ones. So I was like,
yeah,
fun.
yeah, and then that's right. Because in between, there was also that like unofficial Bond movie where Sean Connery came back.
Oh, it's so funny.
Right.
Never say never, whatever again.
Yeah. Which was like the unofficial remake of Thunderball.
It's so
Which is
weird.
like
It's so,
so
weird that
unnecessary.
it's the same
But-
director of Empire Strikes Back, which is kind of
Yeah,
funny. Like
and we could
don't
go
realize-
down. We could go down a whole rabbit hole with.
Now,
Bob,
given what
but-
happened to him in the last movie, do you think that now that I think it's pretty clear we're emerging from like what I call the dark age of cinema with all the woke shit? Is the next Bond going to be back to basics, masculine?
I think so.
I have a bad feeling about it. I do.
Yeah.
The way they've been
Why?
censoring the Ian Fleming novels.
Well,
And even so, like, I enjoyed No Time to Die. I really did. But I definitely feel like they were subtly weakening his character just a little bit.
Subtly?
Just a little bit.
Dude,
Like-
100%. Like those movies, the Daniel Craig movies, like the first one, Casino
Casino
Royale. is
Royale
like-
was
it's,
great.
It's up in my top 3. Same
Yeah.
same director, Martin Campbell, who did
GoldenEye. Yeah.
Right, he's got two of the best. But,
2 Bond movies under his belt that he aced.
yeah,
Pun intended.
The
He
thing with the
understood the
Craig
character.
movies, the Craig movies are unique in that, and this is like there's a positive and a negative to this. They're the only films in the Bond series that sequentially like follow each other story wise. So like the story elements continue into the next film, and that was
Wait,
cool
like
to see.
Casino Royale into Quantum of Solace? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Quantum
it's
of
like
Solace is
back
just a
to back.
conclusion to Casino Royale.
Right,
And
right,
then
right.
like Bond's character grows. It's the same character throughout his films. It's not like, oh, fresh start. So it was cool that they did that, where you could actually see like a very long story told over multiple films with this character. Serialized, but at the same time, it hurt the series in that now you have to rely on what the previous film did to continue the story, and that's never been Bond. So it was kind of like a plus and a negative, depending on how you look at it. And then it built all the way up to where the final Craig film ended, and it was, for a lot of people, me included, with kind of a letdown. But
Do we have an inclination on who's playing Bond next? I
Aaron
mean, we
Taylor-
all know it should be Henry Cavill, but whatever.
no, it's
I
not
don't
gonna
think it
be.
should be Henry
Johnson's been
Cavill.
discussed. His voice isn't deep enough. Aaron Taylor Johnson has kind of a higher. I love Aaron Taylor Johnson, but he's got the look,
Yeah.
he's got the debonair, but every James Bond's got like a deep voice.
I think
so it's just-
Johnson is.
My
I think
name's
he's
Bond.
like on the short
James
list, but
Bond.
I
That's
don't
Aaron
know.
Taylor Johnson's.
I think
Yeah, I'm
it's
gonna go
be-
see Craven. I mean,
I think it's
Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna be somebody that's like a little bit like they've done some big stuff, but they were supporting roles in some big stuff. Because that was Daniel Craig. Nobody really knew. That's why we went through a bitch fit when they first announced Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
You know.
But Daniel Craig, as much as I love Sean Connery, Daniel Craig is the closest they've ever come to the character in the books.
Well, I tell you, Timothy Dalton, man, just revisiting those
Dalton,
movies.
Dalton's awesome.
The audience wasn't ready for him. That interpretation.
they
the
weren't
kid,
ready for,
License to Kill, bro. When's the last time you watched License to Kill? That movie is like nasty, straight up
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah,
James,
yeah.
like the villain, literally feeds Felix Leiter to a
yeah.
shark. He feeds
Yeah.
him to a shark, and he's by a chain. He's like screaming bloody murder, and he's just like sharks are chewing on him, and then the cartel like rape his wife to death. Like it's crazy. Benicio del Toro's the henchman.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because they were
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah,
hone
Robert
in on
Davi's
the
the villain.
Wait,
the
he
Miami
must have been
Vice
super
era.
young.
They were trying to capitalize on the Miami Vice, Scarface, drug cartel, Miami Island stuff. So 1989 was License to Kill, first
Wait,
PG-13 James Bond movie.
Benicio del Toro must have been super young back then.
Oh yeah, man, he
Yeah, it
was
was late
a sexy
80s.
guy, young, but he's menacing though. He's got that.
Oh,
Even though
man.
he's young, he's got a menacing presence. You're just like, it's not surprising to know that he ended up becoming like a big star. Watching him in License.
would they only do British actors for? Because I would think maybe
Well, Connery's
Fassbender.
Scottish.
Oh, okay.
And then
Well, maybe
isn't Bond Irish.
The wondering would be, would they ever cast an American as Bond? And I think the answer would probably be
That's Mission Impossible.
no.
We have that.
No.
We have that.
I don't think they should. I think they should just
Not
keep
at
it
all.
in
Yeah.
there, just for
I-
fun.
I'd love to see Fassbender, and I think he would do. He's
Oh yeah.
I think he's
right
too old.
age.
There
His
was a
his
time
face
when,
is
Yeah.
full of. He has so many lines on his face now. He's too old.
Yeah.
I would've been
Fantastic as
down
like
for,
a rogue 00 or something.
I mean,
Idris-
what I would
Idris
do
Elba.
is just like a one-off, just a one-off movie with Idris Elba.
Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah,
actually,
he-
that
he's
is my
too old
take.
now. He's
No,
too
I
old.
disagree. I think he's still a sexy hunk. So,
There's no
so
disagreeing
my
there, but-
my take is that the next iteration should be iterations. They should do multiple Bonds, different actors. And that could almost be their version of like tryouts or auditions, is actually produce a full movie with, say, an Idris
entire
Elba
films.
or some other, actor. And then whichever like kicks up the most, make a continuation of that. I just think it would be interesting and different because we've already gotten the serialized James Bond with Daniel Craig. You got to do something different.
It
Daniel
actually pissed
Radcliffe.
me off what
There
they
we
did
go.
with Daniel Craig.
What?
It did.
Daniel
with
Radcliffe.
No. What is with the high pitched voice actors?
Baltimore's back.
My name's Bond. James Bond.
Lord Baltimore's back.
No, the way to like going in watching James Bond movies, you get an idea for the pop culture relevance and also what was going on in the world, who the big bad guy in the world was.
Yeah.
So you look at like when Spectre came out, The problem I had with it is they were capitalizing on freaking Marvel combining all their films, but they didn't flesh it out. They didn't do the prep work with the previous film, so it feels incredibly forced in Spectre.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm the
Like,
architect of all your pain.
he's like, yeah, like,
Hold on a
and
second.
they
Hold on a second.
underwrote him. They underwrote that character.
I still like Spectre, but it was definitely they shoehorned all that in to just make it fit.
Hold on, guys.
Well-made movie.
They continued to do that. Yes, I think part of Marvel doing that, but let's look at the timeline here. The Casino Royale came out in 2005, 2006, and then they continued with Quantum of Solace during the writer's strike, which was in 2007. So they were actually starting to serialize it before Marvel was doing all that shit, because Iron Man came out in 2008.
I'm saying it's like they combined all the films. Though, like, so Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, they're very much companion pieces, but they flow into each other. Quantum of Solace is very choppy. It has its merit, but it's choppy. And then it's funny, Skyfall comes out, and I felt like Skyfall, with its story narrative, capitalized on the Dark Knight a little bit. Like what they did with the Joker is the same thing they did with Sylvia.
Absolutely, and Sam Mendes has made that known, yeah.
Is with Spectre, the way they just shoehorn, like, actually all the previous villains were working for me. It doesn't... Because they finally got the licensing to put Spectre back in the James Bond universe. That's what it was.
There was Quantum, and then they were like, wait a minute, we got Spectre. It's like, why didn't you have it to begin with? It's the whole bullshit thing. They brought Blofeld in. I was super excited about that. And then, I mean, I love Christoph Waltz, but, like, there was just something missing from his character in that movie.
I feel like they could have made Spectre even spookier. I feel like they could have stretched out the tension of the shadowiness of it. Because, like, in the first, 40 minutes, 30 minutes in the movie, James Bond sneaks into their meeting and they're having their meeting. I thought it would have been cooler to make it way more shadowy throughout. I mean, like, what do you think? You Only Live Twice. It doesn't show Blofeld. The first couple James Bond, the Sean Connery movies, they actually did it well. Like, you only see Blofeld's hands, and you hear his voice. And then even throughout You Only Live Twice, you finally, when it shows the reveal and he's got that disgusting scar. Now it's funny as hell because of freaking Dr. Evil. But back then, and he has this, like, stare. He doesn't stop staring when he's talking.
Is that Donald Pleasance in that one?
I have never seen any of the Austin Powers movies, so that is also on the list as well.
So that's obviously got to be on the list. The first two are the best.
I would recommend just the first. Stay with the first. I think that's the only thing worth watching.
The second one's the best.
I
I
disagree.
love all three of them. Second one's the best. It's the peak Austin Powers. Second one. Well, they go in the
I'm going to go with Ben here because I really enjoyed the second one.
I love all three of them, but the second one's my favorite. I love the Jerry Springer segment when Dr. Evil and Scott, and it's the best thing ever.
I just remember the first one making me laugh, and the rest really didn't. So
watch him again. Well, you need to watch him with me, mate. You need to watch him with me.
Back when movies in theaters used to have, like, the entire theater cackling, comedies.
Yeah, remember that?
Although I'll give a plug to the documentary that came out. It's not technically a movie, but Am I Racist is, I think, one of the best films of the year because of its accomplishment of being able to make me fucking laugh in the theater as much as it did.
I mean, Terrifier 3, everybody was laughing in my theater. So
different kind of laughter. Although both horrific in their own kind of way.
Yeah.
The last time I heard laughter in a theater was Megalopolis.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even.
Me and Kyle were dying.
Yeah.
I was sitting right next to Kyle. We were like,
no, it started off. You're absolutely right. So it did happen that way, but at the start of it, because the movie is fucking 2.5 hours or so, it wasn't that way at first, and we were trying to take it seriously, and gave us the benefit of the doubt, and okay, you're doing all right, Megalopolis, and then as it kept going on, that's when we're just turning to each other, and then it just. Do you see this? I'm literally looking at Ben, and I'm just.
Yeah. It's almost like too bizarre to even it's too bizarre of a movie for me to even really have a solidified opinion of it. I just told everybody after I was like, that's the batshit craziest movie I've seen in a while. I can't even I need to watch it again with subtitles, watch some analysis videos to really get a proper opinion for
Well,
myself at least.
if you're interested, it's already on the torrents.
What's the tour? Oh, that's your nice.
Oh, sorry. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about piracy on a live stream, but
You're
yeah.
sailing the seas. It's already
You're
on the
sailing
seas.
the seas. Yeah, exactly. Because like I'm not paying for that piece of shit again.
No,
Oh, but did you watch it though? So you did watch it?
Yeah, I watched it in theaters. I showed up 5 minutes late because my bus was late, but so I had like absolutely no fucking clue what was going on. Like 5 minutes in, and the rest of the movie, like I don't think. I mean, Kyle told me like the first 5 minutes of the movie really didn't explain the following 2.5 hours, so like I didn't miss much. But yeah, I was confused like very thoroughly.
Yeah, it's funny. I think that for me, how best way I can describe it is like I appreciate that Francis Ford Coppola, he steps up to the plate and he goes in for like the big swing. I appreciate the ballsy big swing. Like he's trying to knock it out of the ballpark, so he swings it, but the ball ricochets and hits his guys in the cage. You know what I mean?
I'll wait to
But I
stream it. I'll
appreciate
wait
the
to
big
stream
swing. Like
Was that a euphemism?
I don't know.
It hits his guys in the cage because that
Yeah,
just sounded like he knocked himself in the balls.
Something. It's funny.
It was a great euphemism. Turn of phrase, Ben. Ben, you have so many beautiful, catchy, witty turns of phrase that I love. Yeah.
So I'm
I
guessing he
appreciate
should have just stuck to wine then, Coppola.
something. I think that he should have gotten more
You mean
help.
shitty wine?
He should have gotten.
Have you
some
tried it
better-
though?
It's not good.
He
Okay.
should have gotten some better advisors on the film. I think he could have combined forces with some more people, because
Yeah.
I see the concept, but the execution at moments is just so freaking sloppy and rushed.
I mean,
No.
this movie.
Well, you can't really say that it was rushed, Ben, because he had fucking 30 years to work on this on and
right,
off.
right.
Well, when it was time to actually make it.
Oh, okay. In that way,
Yeah, it's what I'm saying. He developed it for long, but to actually like film it in post production, it's like
we're gonna have to see like behind the scenes stuff. How long did they shoot?
Yeah.
Post production, like for example, you got movies that come out that are not well received that took forever. Terrence Malick is an example of someone. His film, he the last film he did that he filmed, it was in 2019, and it's been in editing for 5 years, and it's about some portion of Christ's life. And I'm interested to see it, and I did a video on my channel that analyzes his entire filmography and what he does with his and what he's turned away from, and that's another topic. But
Kyle and I have had this
example.
conversation many times.
Yeah.
Over the phone, where it's like a good example is Knight of Cups and Song to Songs. Personally, I'm able to understand it and follow it, but it's not for everyone.
I'm not as smart as Ben.
It's its own thing. Like Terrence Malick is almost like its own genre, I would say. It's just I don't know. I personally love it, but
I think that's a cop out to say it's his own genre. I mean,
it is its own genre, not a cop out.
What's the genre?
It's Terrence Malick. That's the genre. It's its own thing. You know what I mean?
Basic.
It's
Follow along,
philosophy,
Kyle. I'm
poetry.
even following along.
How can I argue with that? What's the genre? It's Terrence Malick.
That's the genre. No, but here's the thing. I personally love the shit out of his less received movies, but I will say, like, it ain't for everybody. Like, I could understand Kyle's perspective completely. Like, it's pretty self-indulgent. Yeah, it's unapologetically self-indulgent. That's why I like it, because it's unapologetically.
In my video, I get into why it's problematic.
Yeah, I was going to mention it's a shameless plug for Kyle's. Is that your largest view count video?
Oh my God! If we're gonna change the topic real quick, one of my videos, my video essays that I did during the shutdowns about Mel Gibson's Payback, has blown up for some reason, and maybe it's because Mel Gibson endorsed Trump, but during the last week and like 2 or 3 weeks ago, the thing blew up. added 50,000 views, and now it just crossed 100K.
Wow.
And it's what
Really?
enabled me to now monetize my channel.
Holy shit.
I'm not surprised, Kyle. You freaking deserve it,
Thank
bro. You deserve it.
Thank you, guys. They came out of nowhere. I didn't do anything. That's just either the algorithm did something or the audience just for some reason caught on, and because there was a steady attention to the video. People latched on because the association with it's based on a book, and they liked that crime genre, and there was an audience for it, and so it had a steady growth. But then all of a sudden, just fucking blew up. And I don't know. I had no part in it.
I've yet to see it. It was one of the very first few movies I pirated when I was in high school, and I've still yet to see it.
Oh, you got to see it. You got to see both versions as well.
Wait,
Nadia, take note, because there are two versions of this movie.
Payback's cool.
Okay.
Do you want more detail? Just check out my video, because it's a short video. It's only like 6 minutes.
I know there's a book. Is a video game involved as well?
No, but people have been comparing the thumbnail to Max Payne for some reason.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking. Okay.
So yeah, that's you want to know the rundown of like what the fuck happened and how it's a very unique story in Hollywood, comparative to the bigger version that happened with the comic book genre. You'll see what I mean. So you check out, put that on your list. There are two separate versions of that movie that were made essentially like 7 years apart.
So
and
they are very different actors, though, right?
In the third act, yeah, there are actors that appear in one of the versions that are not in one of the versions.
Wait, but the first one is Mel Gibson. Is he in the second one?
No. So there isn't. I'm not saying it's not a sequel. It's literally
a different third act.
The director's
It's a different version because they reshot the third act of the movie because the test screenings were terrible for the director's cut, and the director said, "I don't know how to make the version you want, studio. I'm fucking out of here." And so they got someone else to come on and do the third one, who I had the opportunity to actually talk to the director who did the reshoots, and it's
no kidding.
What he said confirmed like rumors that were online. So
this is like a Blade Runner situation where it's like the director's cut, theatrical cut, etc. Or
director's cut, theatrical cut, but it's not in the same situation as what happened to Blade Runner. A little bit because of studio interference, but you had the same director throughout that. Different iterations. That's different. You literally have two separate directors on Payback.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I saw Blade Runner this year. I was very tired when I watched it. I think I need to rewatch it. I feel it's overhyped.
Which one?
The first one.
Correct.
But which version? Because they're different versions of Blade Runner. Did you watch the final cut?
I think it's the final cut.
Okay.
Yes. It's the combination, because I bought the Blu-ray set of both the first and second one.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's a good movie, but I feel it's put on such a high pedestal that
I think aesthetically,
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The score, the cinematography, but the movie itself, I get where you're coming from. Like, I always watch that movie and just feel underwhelmed.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just too smart to understand or too dumb to understand. Like one of the two for it.
I would advise watching it again and watch it with subtitles. Movies like that, I sound like such an old.
I'm a millennial. I watch everything with subtitles.
Oh, there you go. I would say watch it again. I had watched it for the original for the first time. I think last year, 2023. Yeah, and I really liked it. But I mean, the way it like the poster and like outside looking in before you watch it, it looks like it's gonna be like an action movie, a sci-fi action romp. But dude, it's a straight up art house film. It's so philosophical. It's so philosophical.
Speaking of Terrence Malick, it has a little bit of touches of what the sensibilities of Terrence Malick.
Although what it did do well,
I think people have hyped it up before I saw it. As like it's going to be in your top 10, you're going to absolutely love this. Blade Runner, there's so much depthness to it, and it's so deep. You're going to know new things every time you watch. And I watched, I was like, it's good, but I I wouldn't put it as something in my top 10,
I
maybe
feel
top
that.
20.
Yeah, I feel that. Sometimes going in when things are really praised can almost ruin a movie, and then sometimes a movie gets better if I've heard all shitty reviews, and then I go into it, just relax. I'm like, I had a good time. Like,
I think
That's kind of how I went into the original. Was it was so overhyped, and then I finally watched it. I think when I was like in my mid-20s, and then it was like, yeah, it was okay. And I had like read the Philip K. Dick story, and I've read a lot of Philip K. Dick, and like he's also like one of the most overhyped sci-fi authors. The movies based on his stories are always way better. Always. Like his writing is just not great, but he's got really great themes and ideas, and they translate well into a lot of his films. So I can appreciate like Blade Runner for its ideas, and it's just you got to really strap in and just get ready for the slog that is that film.
Yeah, I mean, so I think a lot of the praise that comes from Blade Runner is not just the aesthetic, but it's the first time that cyberpunk was put into a movie form well.
cyberpunk, I like that.
Yeah, that's
Right?
fair.
Because from Blade Runner, you got Terminator, you got The Matrix, you got a whole plethora of things. One of the things I'm most excited about is the adaptation of Neuromancer, which
That's
that
gonna
in and of
that's
itself was an inspiration for The Matrix as well. But
yeah, William Gibson.
yeah. So I mean, it was the first time you saw cyberpunk done well on film. There might have been some. I mean, that was 1981, right? I don't think there was like cyberpunk wasn't really a thing until the 80s, right?
I mean, in writing, not so much in cinema.
Right.
Is the
Right.
sequel the same? Because I have to still see the sequel. Is it still where everybody has hyped it up and then going?
You haven't seen the sequel?
No, not 20.
It matches
2049.
the energy.
Oh.
Like
Okay.
in terms of pacing.
No, I think it's an elevated version of the first one, man. I think
no,
it's a
I agree
masterpiece.
with you, Kyle. I just
Me
think
and
it's
Kyle
like
both cream
it is a
ourselves for that
slow. It's a
movie.
very slow burn, kind of like the
Okay.
first one, but it's a beautifully shot film, and it's a beautifully directed film.
Yeah.
But
And it has more of a story.
The
It has
second
more
one.
of a
Yeah.
story.
Okay.
It
the
does.
second one, I'd probably rather watch the second one every time over the first one.
Some
Yeah.
modern classic, no doubt.
Yeah.
And seeing that in the theaters was an experience, man. That music on the it's great.
That was a film when that came out. I think I saw it 3 or 4 times, and I heralded it as this is easily the best film of the year. But it's also one of those movies where it manages to have some patience to its storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even it has a story. Like when you compare it to the first one, there's a lot of things that are stretched out in ways that you already know there's not a big story here going on, and it's not really complicated. But with the second, it is semi-complicated, but it also still takes time.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan Gosling is in this factory, and he's about to discover something very significant of a reveal, and the movie just takes its time with
So
him
slow, but it works.
walking throughout this giant factory, and it's establishing a tone. And when you get to the moment where there's the reveal happens, and there's a reveal upon that later on, and you'll see. I won't spoil it.
Okay.
But if you turn the lights down, you have as best presentation as you can for the second, and it's just you let it envelop you.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of movie. And some
Yeah.
directors are able to do that. They're able to inject patience into the storytelling and pull it off, while some are not able to. So it's not like an automatic given where if I say, there's this movie's patience and, this is a slog, or this one does. I mean, there is a difference, and there's a craft, as pretentious as that may sound, but for some, magical artistic reason, some directors are able to fucking pull that off, and it's amazing to see it happen, because I can still sit down and watch that movie, and it's just an amazing experience still, and it doesn't get old.
I agree.
I
with
like
you,
slow
Paul.
burns. to me, if it's the payoff, to me, the the biggest thing to me is right off the bat. If the color palette for the movie looks fantastic and it's a slow burn, I'm in. I'm in. Like put my
Ooh.
phone away. Lights are down. We've got our big
Mhm.
screen.
I
Yeah,
have a
and you got
series recommendation
beautiful
for you.
actors on screen too. You got Ryan Gosling. You have what's her face? Damn it, what's Ana de Armas?
Oh, yeah,
Ana
maybe
de
I'll-
Armas on there.
Yeah, Robin
McKenna
Wright.
You
Davis
know?
too.
Yeah.
Hey, Nadia, I have a series. If you like slow burn, crazy color palettes, I have a serious recommendation for you. I've never heard anybody talk about it. It's from the same guy that directed Drive. It's called Too Old to Die Young.
Too
That
old.
shit crazy. But slow burn, Too Old to Die Young. It's nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah,
And it's
really.
I
totally
thought you
that
were gonna say
director.
Neon Demon.
It's just
I love the Neon Demon. I thought
I
that
do
was,
too.
yeah, they're right, my man.
You know what's that movie would pair interestingly, not as good because the substance is fucking better than Neon Demon, but it's a similar movie that could pair
True.
with
Yeah.
the substance.
I haven't
When,
seen
when I
Neon
when I saw
Demon.
the Substance, my first thought was like, yeah, I'm getting Neon Demon vibes, and
I really have to watch The Substance, man.
You
Because
fucking do,
Oh,
man.
I know.
It's
Like,
my second movie of the year. It's in my number 2 spot right
I
now.
love that we're in all agreement on that. I mean, it is one of the best films of the year.
I need to
Yeah.
watch it.
Nadia, what was your first?
Strange Darling. I like that a little bit more.
I still haven't
oh,
seen
I did see
I
that.
heard- I
I'm
heard
gonna
good
have to
things.
disagree with you on that.
Just preference of it, right? Something about just the pacing, and I know going backwards in timelines is not unique, but just the way they were able to execute it, to me, I enjoyed it a lot more. The Substance to me is beautiful. So I did special effects makeup for 13 years in Hollywood. Like, so for me, The Substance is like, I was watching it, everybody's grossed out by it, but I'm like, this is awesome. Trying to figure out how they're doing things and stuff. And the color palette. I love when color is used in movies to tell a story of itself, utilized throughout to it. If a color palette doesn't work, it throws me off. The story could be great, but if your color palette's out, I usually am like, I'm checked out halfway
the
through.
first time I ever noticed the color palette thing was The Matrix. So like when they're within the Matrix, everything's all green, and then they're in the real world, and you get like, I don't know, more vibrant colors. And what was
No,
it?
that's flipped. In the Matrix, it's green, and in the real world, it's more blue.
Right. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like it flips from green within the Matrix to real world.
And when movies allow you to
Okay,
have
I think
color
I
on screen,
misunderstood.
especially horror movies. Horror movies nowadays has that awful teal gray filter. Don't know how to light their nights. Like, just awful, and it just mutes everything, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Salem's Lot was the worst thing I've seen all year. Base color on
I
it.
still haven't seen that.
Have you
Oh.
seen what movie was it? Crap. Oh, Long Legs. Have you seen Long Legs
Yes.
yet?
Oh, God.
Yes,
That movie's
I like-
crazy. That's a trip. That movie's kind of a trip.
I like Oz Perkins's work. I've seen a lot of his other movies.
Yeah,
Very
Gretel and
pretentious,
Hansel.
but good. The Black Coat's Daughter. I think that's one of them. That one's really good.
I didn't see that one.
Long Legs
got-
is good. I haven't seen it. I haven't rewatched it, so I don't know how it holds up on a rewatch for me. Yeah.
There's two things that I liked about Long Legs. I like the lead actress. I like how she played that part. She plays the part like she has autism a little bit. My brother has Asperger's, and I've had friends that have they're on the spectrum, and the way she plays that part. Now, some people might interpret it she's a damaged character. I felt like there was a social awkwardness, but a concentration. And then I just appreciate anytime they let Nick Cage off a leash. Anytime they just let him off a leash, I'm all about it. It's like, sick him, Cage. It's like, I love it.
There's a lot of symbolism in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I want to watch it where I can. I was really sick when I saw it in theaters. I was like, I don't care. Put a mask on. I was like, I'm going to cough into this. I'm just going to watch it. I've been waiting all year for it. The marketing, fantastic for it. I do not see how any movie could replicate that marketing so well. I don't think it's scary, but I think it's
Haunting.
haunting, yes. Heretic to me is scarier than Long Legs, mostly because the religious horror that deals with is there a God? What is the afterlife thing? That's my Achilles heel when it comes to horror, versus where it's more visible. Where in Long Legs you see the devil in certain scenes and you kind of know what's going on. So I really enjoyed Heretic. I thought that was great. Just saw it last week.
What do you think of the first Omen?
I liked the first Omen, and I did it as a double feature with Possession.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I thought the first Omen had no business being as good as it was. I could tell where they took from straight out of Rosemary's Baby. A lot of movies took a lot from Rosemary's Baby, but I like that though. I mean, Rosemary's what, 1968 when they finally let movies start being rated R. Like movies that do this day. If any of y'all seen Rosemary's Baby, it's still pretty cutting edge. Like,
don't watch Apartment 7A. It's not that good.
Really? Okay. I was gonna ask. Yeah.
It's okay. In passing, it's okay, but
it was kind of on my list. Yeah.
Hey guys, I have to ditch. Not ditch. I have to dip out. I have to submit an. It sounds ridiculous. I have to submit an audition. I just got one shortly before I actually started this, and it's due tomorrow. If I stay up too late and I try to do audition tapes when I'm tired, it's kind of hell, and I look stoned the whole audition. So, it's been an absolute pleasure interacting with y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful night.
It was nice meeting you.
You as well.
Bye, guys. Oh, yeah. And my YouTube is not. I just use it as a portfolio. But if you want to look me up on Instagram, it's Benjamin J Slack. You can't miss me. You'll see that Kyle follows me and stuff like that. So, yeah. But it's nice to meet you, Naughty. Y'all have a nice night. All right.
Yeah.
Cheers, Ben.
Have a good
one. Talk to you.
Bye, guys. How do I get out? I just clicked the X button. Okay. Bye.
A boomer mentality.
He's actually at the younger end. So I mean, listen.
Yeah.
This is, it's cross generational. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I haven't had too many Gen Z except for were you guys ever Hardcut may have been on when I had Jesse Grant, the Australian kid
at the very beginning. Yeah.
The very beginning. Yeah. I mean, then he's almost about to cross 100,000, so like he doesn't give a shit about small channels anymore. But yeah, we got a question from Megan the Texan. Nadia, in your opinion, what is the best creature movie makeup?
Okay, so I'm going to answer this in two folds. My favorite movie that's heavy in special effects and creature design that got me into special effects is The Thing.
Ooh, okay.
The Thing to me even holds up to this day better than some movies that have come out in recent time with its special effects. It's just so well put together. If we're going classic makeup design, Creature from the Black Lagoon, that's a really great design. I really love the new animatronics I've seen for the Epic universe. I actually covered that story and I was starting to cry when I saw it. I was like, as a kid, this is stuff I wanted to do. So to see it come to life. Anything like Pan's Labyrinth's design, designs are fantastic as well.
That movie was so fucking good. If you guys haven't seen Pan's Labyrinth, you gotta see it. You gotta watch that movie. Holy crap!
Del Toro's one of my favorite.
Those designs are. You can just put that into the Del Toro design because even in Hellboy 2, there was a character that looked exactly like it was out of Pan's Labyrinth. So
Hellboy's one of my favorite comic series. So those movie designs were pretty good. I'm trying to think as well. Lately, I haven't.
What about The Fly? What do you think about The Fly?
So I have a love-hate relationship with
the 1986 Jeff
Yeah,
Goldblum.
I know. I don't like body horror. I don't like pussule body horror. If that makes sense.
The substance. Look out.
I love the substance. To me, the grossest part of the substance was when Quaid was eating those crawfish and shrimp and tearing.
Is it weird that I thought that was kind of appetizing?
Ugh, really?
Not
Plays a great villain, by the way. He should play more villains.
Have you seen Harbinger Down?
No.
It's Gillis. The guys who did the special effects for Thing and Alien. They did like a Kickstarter movie because they wanted to just do like a legit, creature feature film. I think Lance Hendrickson's in it. But it's like got a lot of similar effects to like the original Thing because those guys worked on it. Woodruff Jr. and
Cheers, Kyle.
I can't remember the other guy's name, but they also worked on the prequel to The Thing, which then at the last minute they removed all the special effects and just replaced
Yeah.
it with CGI,
Yeah.
which was just like
It's not that I hate CGI. I think CGI is not used properly for what it should
purpose.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. It's supposed to
There's-
be utilized in post if you can't physically do it on set. Or
Yeah.
you mess something up on set, fix it in post in a sense. Not, okay, we're
Yeah.
going to do all this in a green
Yeah.
screen, and digital blood infuriates me to no end when I see
Yeah.
it.
Oh, it's the worst. Shoes a
Absolutely.
squid.
And then
Yeah.
you know what is jarring to me is those like when I see it on film, I'm like, oh god, that's fake. Where they have those like 3D projector screens, and they're not really in the desert, but you know they're in some studio backlot, but the screens just like surround the actors. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you're talking
Yeah, yeah.
about the what's the
Mandalorian.
name of it?
Like,
There's
film things on location.
there's a
One of
name
my-
for that. It's not. It's called the Sphere. It's something else.
Yeah.
the green screen, like, sphere kind of deal.
Yeah.
I think it was 2023 or 2022. I can't remember, but the Dungeons and Dragons movie,
Mhm.
Honor Among Thieves. I'm a big D&D nerd.
Hey.
That marketing was
We
horrible.
welcome nerds. We're all nerds here.
That marketing was awful for it. Anybody who was in
Yeah.
D&D, I was like, this is gonna be awful because of the last few D&D movies. Actually, one of the best D&D movies is not labeled a D&D movie. That's 13th Warrior. But we went in to go see it. And I loved it. I loved it because they actually filmed on locations. They took the time to build puppetry and sets and prosthetics. Some
Yeah.
things were CGI'd, you could tell, but it wasn't maybe 10% of the movie versus
Wait, you're talking about Honor Among Thieves or
Honor Among Thieves with Chris Pine.
Chris
in it.
Pine, yeah,
He's
yeah,
like-
yeah.
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 Loved it. I wish it did better in the box office. I think it would have done better if they had marketed it better.
Yeah. I mean, so
It was
much.
actually surprisingly decent.
Yeah,
Good,
I mean, I enjoyed
positive
it.
storytelling about fatherhood and family and stuff. So for the times, it was very rare to find a movie like that. And
Yep.
as a D&D nerd, to see homage to it without it just being kind of thrown in your face, it felt like these are actual people at a table. You mess up the dice, they have to kind of work around as being a player. So I
Yeah.
really loved it, and the fact that they did stuff on location. They actually
And they
went to
had like
locations.
fan service too. Like they mentioned Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter Nights, and
Yep.
you know,
The
I grew up-
Harpers and all that stuff.
yeah. I mean, if they threw in like a Pool of Radiance thing, then I would have been like, oh, my head would have exploded. But
You can see the popcorn bucket right there. I have the
Oh,
D20
nice.
AMC popcorn bucket because popcorn buckets are Funko Pops now. So
yeah. No, so when I got into D&D, I kept it hidden. I didn't tell anybody I was into this shit. My sister's older, and she had this boyfriend who was like always hanging around, and like he brought me all the DOS games, like Pool of Radiance, Secret of the Silver Blades, Dark Queen of Krynn, and I played the ever living shit out of those games. They were so good.
yeah.
For like a shitty DOS game.
And prior to Among Thieves, the D&D movies were awful.
Crap.
They're just
Yeah,
terrible
yeah.
movies.
Well,
They're
wasn't
fun,
there-
but they're
wasn't
terrible.
there one with that was directed by Uwe Boll?
I-
No, sorry, that was Dungeon Siege, right? Fuck, I'm forgetting.
He's done so many crappy movies.
Yeah,
Still, I
But
mean, I
he's a
love House
riot
of the
to
Dead.
listen to, though.
yeah.
He's very anti woke, so
Yes.
he's got some good qualities.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's the one that
Shitty
directed
filmmaker, but just a great guy.
I love his House of the Dead movies. I love that video game. I know going in, this is not going to
Yeah.
be The Godfather. I'm just gonna have fun with it.
I would definitely want to hang out with him, though.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'll buy him a drink and pick his brain. That is
They should
Yeah.
have just hired him to do Borderlands. I don't know why they went.
They really
Yeah,
should have.
seriously, they should
They
have.
probably would have done better in theaters.
And the new Marvel movie that's coming out. What
Which
is
one?
it?
All of them?
With the team, the Justice, not the Justice.
Oh,
the,
Thunderbolts?
The Thunderbolts one.
Fake
Yeah.
Thunderbolts.
The Marvel Suicide Squad. That's what I was trying to figure.
Okay,
Yeah.
know what?
Yeah.
I do like a few of those characters. It's just it's just a shame what they did with a lot of them, because Bucky, okay, he got the rawest deal. I mean, he should be Captain America right now.
Yeah.
And
I would.
you can make Falcon Captain America eventually, but they've done nothing with his character since Civil War. Like, he's just been popping up in movies like, "Hey, I'm still here." He was in the TV show. "Hey, guy, hey, can I tag along?" Is it like?
I'm good. I'm being okay. I'm on good behavior.
It's so sad. I'm actually happy to see him in another movie now, where maybe he like. I don't know what his role is in this one, but
I'm not a fan of the. I forget the character's name, but he's played by David Harbour. The
Red Guardian,
Captain Russia.
The Red Guardian.
Yeah,
the Red Guardian. I am so not a fan of that.
He's just a punching bag. He's a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
I live with the Marvel Encyclopedia, known as my husband. Okay, he is. I gotta wait. The worst thing they ever did was Taskmaster. That is like, it goes Captain America and Taskmaster for him.
Yeah.
And I have to make sure I'm not saying it loud enough, because I'm sure I'll get he'll lecture me for 3 hours. When it was revealed, when they gender swapped and they just completely ruined that character for him. I think the last Marvel movie I saw and then I was tapped out was Love and Thunder. Yeah. And I was done. It's like, all right, I'm out. I have no desire to see this stuff anymore.
That's how you neuter a character.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah. All of them. It's just it's sad.
You shouldn't let Taika Waititi near any big major IPs.
Yeah. Don't let him write anything either. Most of all.
Yeah.
Because he didn't write the third Thor, Ragnarok. No, he didn't write it.
Yeah, no, just directed it. And then Love and Thunder, and I actually like those comics, Jason Aaron's Mighty Thor. I think they're pretty good, and it was just, I think, bad timing, and to completely, like you said, neuter Thor. They've done that for a while now. He's become the joke of the MCU, which is sad, because it's not what's reflected in was reflected in the comics. I don't know how Marvel's doing nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, the major thing, and we've talked about this ad nauseum before, is that they came out of Endgame without a plan. They're like, oh, we don't have a plan anymore. And they expected to do well, where they didn't realize that their strategy from the very beginning was to have an actual vision and a plan, a structured story through 22 or so movies. And they didn't have that, and I think they're finally coming around to it through a shitload of stumbling. Jonathan Majors and just general turmoil in Hollywood. They're finally coming around to.
Yeah, they're being humble.
If I was them,
they're doing what they should have done after Endgame, which is stop, take a few breaths.
Yeah,
i.e., a couple years. Regroup.
Which they had for the pandemic.
They could have did 20 shows instead of just a couple movies a year.
Right.
They should have, and even with this debacle of whatever phase this was with the Marvels and all this stuff, what they should have done is like, okay, guys, let's take off 2 years. We'll come back with a really strong Fantastic Four. We'll lead into mutants. That way, we'll just use them to lead in the mutants. We'll put these legacy characters behind. We're not going to replace anybody. We're not going to try to find their alternate. We're just going to lead into that. But no, now we have Ironheart coming out.
Yeah.
I don't even know, and she's supposed to be smarter than Tony Stark. Yeah.
I don't even know who is that. The
I don't even know.
Female counterpart of Iron.
See the Black Panther
bullshit like Young Avengers run. They're trying to make it a thing,
they're
like
trying to put together the Young Avengers.
Like Generation X was to the X-Men. It was just like the younger mutants or whatever, and it doesn't.
The younger mutants were already together with the older ones in the original X-Men movies.
Like Rogue and yeah.
Now, Ironheart is a young girl from Brooklyn, I believe, who is smarter than Tony Stark.
Fuck that.
let me tell you, I don't live that far from Brooklyn, and those people are just not that smart.
I mean,
And it's not. And again,
They make good beer, though.
I'm going to clarify here. It's not because she's a woman. It's because
No.
they've built up through events, actions of Tony Stark, through multiple films, and I'm sure they did a lot with the comics. I didn't read them, so I watched the films, but I'm educated about that. But then all of a sudden, they have this young female character that comes out of nowhere, and she's smarter. She's smarter.
Bigger ego
Really?
too, I'm told.
How about you fucking show this and actually build up to it? If you really, you gotta fucking earn it. You gotta fucking earn it.
Did you see Wakanda Forever?
I did.
Yeah, Kyle.
No.
Oh, okay. You should watch it because it introduces that character, and now you know, they shot her show like a while ago, and it's been in the can for years, and now they're finally releasing it. Oh yeah.
So is the actress at menopause stage now?
No.
No, now she was what 16? Now she's 18. Like I don't know.
Out
Whatever.
of all the shows that pissed me off, I'm a big Daredevil person. Love the comics, love the Netflix show. Didn't
Netflix show
even
was
bother
so
to
good.
look at the trailer for this new one. Don't even give a shit. I don't care. I'm not even giving my time.
They should have just picked up right where they left off with the Netflix show, but
with
they dropped the
Hawkeye,
ball.
what they did to Kingpin, I was like, I'm not.
Oh yeah.
You're telling me this tiny little girl can kick Kingpin's ass?
Yeah.
No, I'm out.
Well,
Do not marry
apparently
me.
they didn't do him justice in Ahsoka as well. So
Didn't.
I didn't watch it either. I did I did a job for someone who was reviewing it.
You mean
And
Echo?
or is it? Yeah.
Echo.
Echo.
Ahsoka is Star Wars. I'm sorry. Hey, it's under the same umbrella of Disney, so I'm close.
Right.
Okay, I'm close. Echo, Ahsoka.
No,
I didn't
was
watch
out.
any of the shit. Anyway, yeah, so I know that Kingpin appeared in that. So.
I saw one episode of Ahsoka, and then I go, why does everybody's clothing look like they just came out of the dry cleaners? Like, what is going on? Why is this all just muted and ugly? I'm out.
Yeah.
And I have Princess Leia's blaster tattooed on me. I'm old school Star Wars fan. Could give two shits about, sorry for swearing, but two shits about Disney Star Wars. Don't care.
I've said fuck like 48 times. And you're worried about one shit.
As long as we
Don't
don't
watch
curse
any
in
of
the
our
first
videos,
30 seconds of the video, who gives a shit? I mean, I curse like a sailor. I try to keep it.
Paul, there's videos where we open, the first word is fuck, and it hasn't stopped us in the algorithm. So I don't know. I've stopped trying to figure out how YouTube keeps us down or lets us fly.
Well, what's funny was last night I was putting together the intro for this live stream, and I usually test whether my clip is like copyright okay. And so I just upload that on private, and then it started giving me shit over the song that I use in the intro logo, and I'm like, what the fuck? I got it from Storyblocks. It's royalty free. And so last night I was panicking. I'm like, fuck, I got to find a new song. Like, it's not going to sound right. And then today I disputed it with YouTube and Storyblocks, and like within 45 minutes they let it go. But I was just like, oh yeah, you can use this song for $499 per video. I'm like, fuck off.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when I got it from Storyblocks, that's allegedly, copyright and royalty free. Yeah, the YouTube algorithm's like completely fucked. Like, I go from a Penguin video that did 8,000 views to I can't even crack 300 on the next one. What?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
You guys are all giving me hope.
No. Okay, so Paul, I don't know. I think we briefly
It's
discussed
chaos.
this, but I noticed a pattern for us where if you look at your live sub count on a desktop, not on the mobile, for the YouTube studio, I noticed a pattern a couple months ago where our subscriber jumps. It literally looks like a staircase. So like, it'll just be kind of flat, and then all of a sudden we'll have a big bump in subs. And it's like, okay, because we put 1 or 2 videos out in that time frame. And then it kind of levels off for like 3 months. And then all of a sudden, 3 months later, we've got this really big bump. For 2 years, it's been like that. So I think now, because some of the videos that we've done that should have done well based on past performance of similar videos have not performed well. It's because we were in the middle of that boost, that like algorithm boost. So this was something I just noticed a pattern of, because I looked at like the lifetime of our sub count from the live view from the creator studio. So our next boost should be within the next 1 to 2 weeks. So I'm saying it now, our Gladiator 2 video will pop off based on that. And if I'm wrong,
Prediction.
then like this goes against 2 years worth of data I've just looked at.
All right,
So,
good
and I
case
think
you
that's
just
why-
made.
I think that's why our Agatha video bombed. I think that's why our Joker 2 video did okay, but not as well as it should have done, because of this pattern that I've noticed. So we're going to find out.
We will find out.
We'll find out in a couple
We'll
weeks.
find. I will just drop a little bit of skepticism in there, because you
Okay,
did
please.
say that Joker 2 would be a smash hit.
Okay, it did like 6,000 views, which that was an underperformance.
Not your video.
I haven't seen the movie. I don't.
No,
care
wait.
to
I
see-
never
box
said
office.
I never
Yeah.
said Joker 2 was going to be a box office hit. What are you talking about?
You know, I watched the first
Whoa,
one.
whoa,
Well, dude, you totally did in the Penguin episode live that we did.
Did I?
Oh boy.
Clip it and show it to him.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay, maybe you're right. I maybe thought it was going to be a big hit until I saw it, and then I realized why it wasn't. But
How that's convenient.
yeah,
I quoting you, man. You were
Okay,
comfortably saying that you thought it was going to be.
all right.
Make
Then
it-
I was wrong. I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong.
As soon as they
But-
casted Lady Gaga and said it was
Nadia,
a musical,
just-
I knew it was going to be.
I
No, it
love.
sucked. It
I
was
love
terrible.
giving Bobby shit.
It was a horrible movie, and
The rewatch of the first one was not good. I remember seeing the first one in the theaters, thinking, "All right, this is not bad. It's different. It's unique."
Yeah.
Rewatched it on a plane ride. I was like, "This is anxiety driven from start to finish. I'm out. This movie
it was,
does not."
it was an interesting character study
yeah,
of a guy descending into madness, and the second one completely undid everything that
yeah.
was
Nope.
that first film.
Just to give Bobby shit, Megan the Penguin
Thank
said,
you,
Continue
Megan.
the trend.
what happened to the Penguin live streams?
I'll
Yeah,
tell you
Bobby, what happened?
I'll tell you what happened. I haven't watched past episode 2 yet because I've been on the road for the last few weeks
Yeah.
with this election, and I've got an 8-month-old daughter who demands constant attention.
These are pretty good excuses.
You
These are
know,
pretty
I got some things going on, but
Yeah.
we're gonna.
You still thought that Joker 2 was going to be a smash hit at the box office. I'm not going to take any of these fucking excuses. Okay.
How many times do I have to admit that I was wrong? Why can't you be gracious in your win?
Well, we are in cancel culture, so
Am I
we
being
got to give you
canceled by
shit.
Kyle? You can
Well,
cancel me
Gladiator
when
2?
when you crack 5,000 subs. You can cancel me.
Oh shit!
Well, Gladiator 2 do
Comes
well.
the fighting word.
You had that. You knew it. You know me well enough. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true. Although
Well-
I got 500 subscribers inside a week.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's not bad.
That's a good start.
Yeah.
I still have a baby channel. Mine is very little, very young, so still
Well,
growing.
that's why. So I helped Kyle, build up Kyle a little bit. Now you got to start coming on our live streams, and you got to meet Sin, because
Yeah.
I think you two would really hit it off.
Wait,
I think we
Na-
follow each other on Twitter or X or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
Nadia,
free
what's
most
your
Thursdays. Horror with Nads.
horror with Nads.
Yeah, because that used to be my nickname in the haunted house industry. So I figured.
Wow.
And then I have a second channel I run with my husband. That's more pop culture. That's probably going to die out soon though. But it's called Inside All Day. Mostly because my husband decided he's not a streamer. He doesn't like the culture and stuff. So he's out. It's all right. I like horror. That's the genre I grew up with. That's the genre I love. It's the genre I worked in for such a long time, so I was like, you know what? Everybody kept saying, just do a horror channel. Like, why are you keep talking about Marvel? I'm like, yeah, you're right. So
Yeah,
started.
I meant to ask you, Nadia. I saw a trailer today. And the movie's already on the high seas, so I'm definitely going to download it. Monster Summer, Mel Gibson.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Monster Summer.
It looked pretty good from the trailer. I just it seemed like kind of like a Stranger Things, but with Mel Gibson.
Yeah, Stranger Things meets that animated film Monster House, but in a
House.
live action version.
That's what it looks like. The poster for it gives me Monster House vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Already has a 5 out of 7, a 5.7 review on IMDb.
I don't know that I would trust IMDb or Rotten
So
Tomatoes, for that matter.
October, I was on 30 streams.
Holy
and
cow.
I worked full time. So I had not been able to put out content. Like I still am working on a Hellboy Crooked Man video that I'm trying to, because I love the comics and I want to like give it justice, right? Plus I had Heretic come through and a bunch of horror movies just to do post movie reviews.
Because you're on with all those folks off Twitter, like Words of Paradise and
Leon, yeah, Gooch,
I
and
keep getting
yeah.
tagged in all their videos, which great because it gets me followers. But yeah, I haven't streamed with them.
You should have Gooch on Diabolical Souls. He's great.
We had Gooch on once.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
because he's with Angry Badger and stuff. I'll be with him this. Actually, tonight I'm joining his group to do the Arcane streams. We're going to be talking about the
because season 2 dropped, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't seen Arcane. Yes, good. Should I?
Arcane season 1 is probably one of the best things Netflix has ever put out.
Yeah.
You do not have to play League of Legends to know it, which is great. I've played League of Legends. It's great little Easter eggs here and there, but you don't have to have. You don't even need to know that that game exists to enjoy it. It's great. Season 2 is a rough start. To me, episode 1 for season 2 was a bit stale. It's been so much. I hate waiting 1 to 2 years between shows. Stranger Things is my guilty pleasure, and that's going to be out when I'm 60. By the time they freaking finish that
next year. I want to say I heard January.
Spring, I believe.
Okay.
Or closer to. Usually that's right around the time it'll release. I'll watch it. I know a lot of people didn't like the last season, but
no, I think the last season finally brought it back around. Because
I thought so too, but not divisive with people on it.
Really,
I'm committed. I'm just committed enough to finish it.
I mean, because whatever the season was where 11 goes like Blade Runner emo, that one was like the low point of the series.
3. End of 3.
Yeah. Because then when they had Vecna or whatever the hell his name was, that I felt it. I guess it was. Was that the one where they're in the mall?
Yes, that's the last one. 4.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, all those kids are going to be looking like grown-ass adults now. Because they all sprouted.
But I will finish it. I will finish it. I'm determined.
When is Cobra Kai coming back?
It's out.
Oh, wait. Did I miss something? Because there was like a part 2 or something of season 5.
Oh, you mean the second half? Oh, yeah.
I think I dropped out after season 3 or something.
The first, if they split it into 2, the first half is up already.
It's out. Yeah. No, I know that. I just didn't know what the second half was.
I dropped out when it became too high schooly.
Yeah.
I was just, I don't know. It just didn't give me the entertainment. I was like, I don't care about these. Maybe I'm old. I don't care about these kids' drama. I don't care about, just give me more.
We haven't had any good teen shows or teen comedies in a while. We don't have it this generation of Dawson's Creek, for example. I'm not saying Dawson's Creek was a good show. I'm saying that we don't have that anymore.
It's unfortunate to say. I was about to say that Euphoria seems to be that, and what's unfortunate is it's nowhere near have any kind of innocence of naivete that and charm that Dawson's Creek had.
Right.
And even or shows like the OC and
Well,
yeah.
the OC wasn't
I
that
watched
bad.
Buffy and Angel. I didn't watch that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah.
Angel was a very underrated show.
So I hear.
I loved Angel.
I would really love them
Jessica
to do
Alba fan.
Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba was not in Angel.
Oh, Dark Angel. I'm
She
thinking of
was in
Dark Angel.
Yeah.
For a minute there, I was like, wait a minute, going
I
through
was
my
like,
head.
I
David
don't remember that.
Boreanaz. David
Yeah.
Boreanaz was.
David Boreanaz was on that show with Zoe Deschanel's
Bones.
sister,
Fringe,
right? Bones.
isn't it?
Bones.
Oh, I thought it was the Fringe.
Fringe was Joshua Jackson.
Right. And Joshua
Oh.
Jackson is now on a very bad show called Doctor Odyssey.
Oh yeah, he's a doctor on a ship,
Holy
a cruise ship.
shit, it was bad. I just watched the first episode just to see how bad it was.
I
I'm
wish I had
watching.
time to watch all these TV shows.
Yeah.
I'm watching From right now. I'm doing a weekly stream on that. I really
Okay.
am.
Hold on. So, are you in season 1?
I'm season 3.
Oh, you've gotten that far in.
Yeah.
I left at season 2. I thought it got fucking boring as
It
shit.
did.
The characters sucked ass and were annoying, and me and my wife stopped watching it.
So you got to push through season 2. You got to push
my
through.
God.
The first half of season 3, pretty good. The last, not this episode, but the before that one was our like filler. Like, okay, come on, a little bit of revelations happening in this past episode, and then the next episode is actually titled Revelations. So,
Which show are you
season
guys
2
talking
by
about?
fans are all talked about as like the worst season. Like they just dragged it, and it just didn't make sense. But it's worth it. It's worth pushing through. From on MGM.
So I could just drop in the middle of season 3.
You could watch a recap video of season 2, like what happens, because the ending of season 2, there's a major.
That won't be necessary because season 2, nothing fucking happened.
No,
except
the
for
end of
arguing.
the end of season 2.
Well, the recap will take care of that.
Big cliffhanger to season 3. There's a big thing that happens in the last episode of season 2.
Someone
So you
got
can watch a
stuck in another-
recap video. Nope,
Now-
somebody got out.
Hang back a second. So is From as boring and slow as The Walking Dead?
Oh, it kind of had a similar bickering bullshit amongst a group of people type of stuff.
I worked
actually.
on one season of The Walking Dead as an assistant a long time ago.
Yeah.
I dropped out of that show. Where were they? Before Negan got to it. I love the comic, but
Yeah.
similar to the problem of the show, the comic's dragging too long, and a similar issue of same storyline, just adding a different character, same storyline, just adding a different villain. So I think the show should have ended probably 2 or 3 seasons ago. They just dragged it on too much.
Oh, hey, Deleted. So you
Del?
Deleted Scenes. We stream with him for a mystery movie night, which we're Kyle. You're going to be on that one.
Yeah.
Right? Amazing.
Yeah. In a few days, we're gonna be. We'll see you on Tuesday next week.
Yeah. So Deleted is asking. I'm considering watching Cross. Aldous Hodge can do the character justice. He'll age into the part, and there's plenty of material to mine. I haven't heard of Cross.
We're talking Cross.
Alex Cross. That's I think what he's referring to, and it's a new iteration of those books.
Oh, good. I thought it was a different. I thought it was a certain comic book that.
Well,
they're
Morgan
talking about making.
Morgan Freeman portrayed Alex Cross in Kiss the Girls and Along Came a Spider.
Okay.
Which I still remember as notable thrillers, mystery thrillers. Yeah.
I thought he was
Even-
talking about Crossed by Garth Ennis that they're trying to make into a TV show that should not be a TV show.
Yeah, not everything can be adapted.
Yeah,
which is
not that.
why I'm kind of scared of Neuromancer, but we'll see.
Guys, I have to jump off. It's
Yeah.
It's
It was
bedtime
nice meeting
over
you.
here. Oh, it was nice meeting you too. Nat.
Yeah. So, Bobby, I'll do a live stream in December to just recap the year.
Awesome.
Obviously,
Yeah, let me know.
you're all invited.
Yeah.
James
hopefully,
Bond,
yeah.
if you want to do it, just reach out.
Absolutely.
I got
you
you.
gotta watch.
Okay.
You gotta
Yeah.
watch all of them first.
I will.
That's,
I will.
That's all 40 films.
When are you thinking of doing the James Bond live
Oh,
stream?
come on. We just came up with the idea. Come on. It'll be at least 6 months before I get around to it.
Okay, so I got 6 months to at least watch half of them. Get through 'em.
So just today, just now during the live stream, that was the first time this came up?
No, I've thought about it, but like not seriously. 'Cause I didn't have like a specific topic, just other than just talking about James Bond films. Because there's no news about Bond right now. There's no new film coming. There's no casting decision made. So I think whenever there's any kind of traction in the franchise, I think that's a good time to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, just take advantage of the algorithm.
Yeah, exactly.
Just do it by eras. That you do a stream about this Bond era. You do a stream about this Bond
do a
era.
Connery.
Yeah, there you go.
Are you guys dropping a video before your Gladiator 2 video?
Yes, we have one coming out the week before that. We've took a couple weeks off just because both of us have been traveling for work a bit, but we're doing like a holiday video because nothing came out new this week, nothing worth doing. So we're gonna record like a holiday video this weekend that we'll probably release next week, and then right into Gladiator 2, and then of course we've got
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu,
yeah. So Matt's going to California for 2 weeks for the holidays, so we got to get a lot of stuff recorded before he goes. So we got to get Craven done, and I want to get.
When is that coming out?
The 12th, I think.
Of this month?
No, December.
No, next month.
Okay.
All right, I got it.
So
Girls'
Craven,
night.
and then I'm making sure this happens. We're getting an Attack of the Clones video recorded. Before
nice!
So
I can't wait.
I'm going to try and get that out over the holidays.
Nice.
For something at the end, because our Phantom Menace video really rubbed a lot of people wrong. So.
Would you only do Attack of the Clones and not Revenge of the Sith, like sitting down and doing both?
We'll do Revenge of the Sith eventually,
but just not sitting down, just individually.
Not back to back. We're going to do individually, and then we're going to make our way to Disney.
I can't wait.
Godspeed.
Yeah, we've been getting requests. A lot of people have been asking us to do like Rogue One and where's the Attack of the Clones video? You guys have been promising this for months.
I have my own. Where is that fucking video?
I know, it's coming. It's coming. You know why? Because there's a lot more prep going into this one because I have taken maybe like 400 to 500 comments from the Phantom Menace video of like just sheer hate that I'm trying to boil down into the best comments for us to address throughout the course of the Attack of the Clones review.
Amazing.
So I'm going to periodically just break in the middle of the review to just talk about people's comments.
No, that's going to be great.
Yeah, because we did get a lot of hate from our Phantom Menace video. So
well, it's
and that's what we thrive on. So
yeah.
One question before you go. Gladiator 2, worth it?
Well, I'll let you know.
Wait, have you seen it? Have you seen it?
I have not seen it. No.
Oh.
No.
It's coming out.
It doesn't come out till next Thursday. So
yeah.
I mean, the first one's okay. So
Chris Cuckman has already seen it, apparently.
Of course. Well, we're not Chris Cuckman status.
Well, Chris Gore has said it's absolute shit.
Yeah, I can't wait. The worse it is, the
surprised.
better for us. The worse the movie is, it'll do better for our channel. So we'll see. But I got to refresh myself. I haven't seen the first one in a couple years, and I'm a big fan of the first one. So
yeah, the first one was
all right.
It's okay. Yeah.
Well, I look forward to that Batman v Superman video, man.
Hey, listen, that's on Matt. Talk to Matt. I know you got his number now, right? I gave you his number. You should hit him.
I have a line. I have a line to him.
All right, good. Yeah, just keep bugging him every so often so he can work on it because
amazing.
That's a little bit temperamental. I like to. I like to delegate this stuff, man.
Yeah. Well, listen, go right to the source because he's got the footage. He's working on the edit. At this point, I think we recorded that I don't even know 9 months ago. But
dude,
it's a funny video.
I'm pretty sure it's over a year.
Yeah, okay.
It's over a year ago. Yeah.
Hit him up again.
I just get a sense that thing we're not going to see. That thing's not going to see the light of day for maybe another year until Batman Day of 2025. Which hey, I'll wait for it as long as it's made to. It's going to become this legendary thing.
Oh yeah,
and it could be this thing.
Megan just said, "Where's the Monkey Man video?"
I don't give a fuck
Oh
about the
yeah,
Monkey Man
we're
video.
supposed to do that.
I'll
Do
be.
that.
Well, we recorded our Monkey Man review, and then it just never got edited. So,
No.
you know, this is what happens. We got full-time jobs. We got children.
Yeah.
Well, at the time when you did Batman v
We
Superman,
had no children. I had no kids. So.
she wasn't here yet. So.
Yeah, correct. So,
Yeah.
but listen, I would love if he finished that edit. Maybe I'll get on him about that. Maybe he can take it with him when he goes to California for 2 weeks for the holidays. Maybe he can work on that.
I wouldn't even fucking touch it either. If I'm gonna go on vacation for 2 weeks, I'm not gonna do fucking editing. It's probably what he would say.
Listen, he was working on I think Alien Romulus while he was in California for some vacation, and that ended up being a big video for us. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a better man than me.
The most controversial thing that follows me around now is I said that Romulus is better than Aliens with an asterisk to it.
And
you're out.
I gotta hear the asterisk first. Let me hear the asterisk. Yeah, then I'm gonna leave.
Aliens is a great. First of all, saw it for the first time this year. Fantastic action movie. Loved it. Enjoyed it. I actually did a watch party for it.
Okay.
I like Romulus more because there's more of the.
No, I didn't hear that.
Horror aspects to it.
I didn't hear that right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Nadia, we're gonna pick up this conversation on the next stream.
All right. Have a good night. Bye.
Have a good night. I'll see you later.
All right. See you later, Bobby.
Bye, Bobby. I'll see you soon.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Amazing. Yeah. They could talk your ear off about Alien because they went ape shit on Romulus.
I love Aliens. I think it's a fantastic movie. It's a great action movie. I actually like Alien more.
Well, yeah, because it's a different movie. It is.
It's horror. It's more. Yeah, love. I like Romulus because it has more horror aspects to this than the action. That's all.
Okay.
I understand why it's in everybody's top 10. I understand what 5. Alien is in my top 5, so not Romulus, but just Alien.
Yeah. I mean, the original Alien was fantastic. Yeah, like in my Romulus video, I went off on.
Kyle's like, don't ever invite this chick ever back on this stream.
Oh no,
I'm a forgiving man.
I mean, you should see how Kyle and Badger go at it over celebrities and what's a big major argument that there are no superstars anymore.
Tom Cruise is the last really big superstar.
Movie star.
Well, don't mention that. Don't mention that to.
Don't worry, I tell Badger that Batman is Batmeh because I find Batman not to be a very interesting character.
Yeah.
So
I thought you were going to say Pattinson, and I said, I'll go with you on that. And then you just said, in general, the Batman character?
I have not been a fan of any Batman movies. They're okay. I just don't get the hype. But I was gifted, I have Batman comics to read to finally get into that world, so we'll see.
So
I've never read the fucking Batman comics, and I appreciate the character. I'm only familiar and been indulging in the films.
Boo-hoo, my parents are dead and I'm a billionaire. Woe is me.
How is that not a compelling backstory?
I think it's overrated, but
why?
That's just my opinion.
Why would it be overrated? That's actually not something that would be used a lot. It's not.
I don't feel like a connection to the character because I feel from the movies I've seen, and granted, I grew up with the movies. I've seen all the Tim Burton movies. I've seen Batman and Robin, Batman Forever, whatever, all of them.
Well,
I just never really connected with the character to me.
Honestly, so I grew up on actual comics, and I was never really into DC. Any of it, because I couldn't make the connection. It's like you have Gotham and Metropolis, like fuck off. No, it's like New York, Chicago. That's what Marvel stuck with, aside from like some fictional countries or whatever. But like the United States was the United States as is in the Marvel universe. So like all of DC, I never really connected with. Like I will grant you, like Batman is probably the more interesting character
I think his villains are more interesting. I think his rogue villains, his side, like to me, that's more interesting, and that might
Sure.
be my in. That's why I like the world, but
Like,
I just
I think Superman's fucking lame. Like, Superman is such a lazy,
I like
lazy,
Superman.
lazy character. What?
I like Superman better. I just I
It's
don't
like,
know.
oh, he has one weakness, kryptonite, blah blah blah. But like, I don't know. I find the heroes in the Marvel universe more compelling.
And I
So
mean,
you're saying, Nadia, that you don't like characters with pathos?
I guess. I love the Dark Knight Rises. I love the Nolan films. I was a PA on
Wait.
one of them. It was fantastic.
Oh
Wait,
wow!
why did you say The Dark Knight Rises?
The Dark Knight films. Sorry, the
Okay.
three of them.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, miswords. But I love those.
Because that film in particular has got some problems. So.
Oh, sorry. That's
Wait,
that's the one.
you don't know about these problems?
I was a PA on one of them, so like.
What does that have to do with the?
That's the one. That's the one. I'm from Chicago, so. Anyway,
I worked on Batman v Superman for a day. I can still point out its problems. So what if I did a day and I did the flashback sequence with the parents getting killed? So
they all have problems. All of them, to be honest. I think. To me, what I think is Batman, like the concept of what I think Batman should be on screen, to me is the Batman. Give Pattinson, give or take, in my mind, the
Hot
dark
Topic Batman who is one note the whole time.
But that's the thing. That's like the dark, cringy, emo bat. That's what I think. But maybe the comics will change my mind. So I'm gonna read the comics.
Now, did you get like?
Kyle's just like, I don't know what.
I think you can make a determination on whether you like a character if you've seen the iteration of movies, like say with the Nolan movies in Batman Begins. It says he's a playboy, and his mask. You've seen Batman Begins. His mask is Bruce Wayne.
Yes,
and then there's the contrast of him exercising or putting out his demons and his rage into Batman, into villains and criminals. Who are responsible for his parents' death, and that juxtaposition is what makes it interesting. And I even think they could have leaned into more of that in Batman Begins, but they in the Batman, in Pattinson's Batman, they don't at all. He's the same one note where he's just whispering
but
the whole time.
From my understanding, Batman is supposed to be more of a investigator, more so than
like Detective
Comics. Like a detective. So that's why I feel the Batman might be a little bit more aligned
where you're
with
coming
that.
From. Yeah.
Christian Bale's Batman was doing that. What do you think he was doing outside of when he got back to Gotham? He was by a phone booth pretending to be a vagrant and listening into the conversation with Rachel and the lawyer.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen it in a long time. I don't even remember that.
I vaguely remember.
He paid somebody to videotape Rachel in Dark Knight walking into a legal building, and he was reviewing it on the screens in the basement Batman cave.
But I feel like the Batman's more clue driven, I guess, where he's a detective, where he's like on scene looking for. I don't know.
I think that I actually really like the Batman. I think what appealed to me the most was the aesthetic, like the color grading and just the general dark. I think they finally got Gotham right in that one, where I think it's closer to what the comic books are supposed to be.
I can go with you on that in terms of the aesthetic of the film. The TV show The Penguin just has this. It makes this decision. Maybe it's based off of budgetary reasons to have daytime sequences that are in full-blown sunlight that go against the aesthetic of having a rain-drenched city Gotham, and it does not work.
Right,
it really doesn't work. It takes me out of the show when I saw those sequences. And That's one of the reasons why I didn't
damn.
think the penguin was
Cut
as
out. Or
good.
did I cut out?
What?
Oh, wait, did I cut out?
I cut
I
out
hear
for
you.
a second. All I heard was it took me out of the show, and then it just froze.
So did everybody freeze, or because I kept talking?
I didn't see a freeze. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I hear you here.
Weird.
I didn't see a freeze. I was the only one that was still.
Yeah, the last thing I heard was
normal.
Kyle saying that the daytime shoots kind of scenes took you out of the Penguin show.
Yeah.
To
That's
what,
the last thing I heard.
like the dark drench of Gotham, and then everything went quiet.
Did anyone in the chat see this? Did something glitch in the live stream, guys? Maybe you could tell us. Oh, now I see a glitch. Uh-oh. Hello? Uh-oh. This hasn't happened before. I don't know. Oops, yeah. Dell, am I the only one that's streaming right now? Dell, am I the only one that's streaming right now? Chat, am I the only one that's streaming right now? That you can hear, that you can see. Oh, okay. This is interesting. It's the one-man show for right now. What happened to you guys?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, just now.
Okay.
There you go.
You guys completely froze and just...
No, that's what was funny is you two froze. I kept moving and yada yada.
Weird.
I agree.
Okay, Batman sucks. Let's move on.
Well, that's the thing. So I asked the chat. I said, "Am I the only one that you can see?"
Are people seeing me finally?
Well,
yes.
Yeah, now it's like
I'm
you
the
got
one that
back
froze.
from in Endgame. It's like you reversed the snap.
Yeah, I totally did. Okay.
And I was the only one that was left standing, while all you guys just turned into ash. So
yeah, and this is why I need to get StreamYard.
Apparently, we're not allowed to talk about the Batman or Batman IP or anything to deal with Batman.
Every stream we get to that topic.
Only when Badger's here. Badger's like the Batman super fan.
He is. He is. I adore him, but yes,
Have
he
you
is.
been on his on any live stream with him?
I've been on in the Badger's Den, and then I am a rotating panel on Gooch's Late Night with the Gooch Sunday show.
Oh, okay. How late does that go? Or how late does it start?
On Sundays, I think it's got to be 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm on West Coast time, so it's
okay.
Not super late for me, but I know it's super late for them.
Okay. Because like I know Badger does this like 9 p.m. LA time one, and I'm like, it's midnight. I can't even.
That's in the Badger's Den on Friday nights.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know Deleted Scenes does the other side of midnight on Sundays, but like it's midnight Eastern time, so it's pretty damn late.
Yeah, that's why I don't. I feel bad because when I have most of my panels are East Coast folks, so I always try to move it as early as I can. But I also work during the day, so
sure,
I have to find that perfect window for everybody.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you made it on, and I want to connect you with Sin because I think we should do like a horror themed one. I know October's passed, but
It's horror 24/7, baby,
it's
year
horror
round.
24/7. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't think the season should dictate when you can have your own discussion regarding a genre. I really don't. That's part of the reason why you don't see me during the Halloween season, Christmas, etc., where I put something out that's specifically related to that time of the year.
Yeah.
If it comes up where it's something that naturally, organically, I want to watch this, and this is something worth doing and talking about, then okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to be dictated just because it's Halloween and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
It really does have to. You have to have a reason to do
I mean,
it.
you have to talk about shit that you actually care about. When I was trying to put out a video every day, I was at a loss for words. Like I don't know what to talk about, and I script all my stuff out, which I'm considering doing like a Badger thing where I'm like just on screen reading like a news story and talking about it. I don't know, like if I can talk to myself for that long a period of time. Like
Well, you wouldn't be talking to yourself. You'd be talking to the audience still. It's similar to what I do.
Like a
And
soliloquy or a
Nadia, you
monologue.
probably do the exact same thing. When you're
I do it
doing a
every-
review, you're talking to an audience. And eventually when you get to editing, you can cut out the things that you don't want and yada, yada. You cut away the clips, etc. I would like to see that. I would like to see off the cuff stuff.
Off the cuff on off the cover?
Off the cuff, off the cover. I mean,
Yeah. I do that every Tuesday. I do horror news. It's Horror Tuesday, 2-hour live stream. Well, not 2 hours, but that's like the max for me. But where I just pull up news articles based on the genre and talk to the chat, talk to the on. I have ADHD though. The chat, they know it too. They distract me so easily.
Yeah.
On it, but yeah, I am glad to have started that channel because I was very tired of pop culture and the culture war that's been going on within it. It's just depressing. I'm tired of talking about stuff that I know I'm not going to like, so I'd rather talk about stuff I love or see things like there were a couple horror movies that I did not like this year that I talked about. Like Trap was awful. It's crap.
Fuck. Did you do a video on that?
I did. And
okay, I'm going to check out your video. Please check out mine because I'm interested to see why you thought it was as bad as I thought it was one of the best or one of the worst movies of 2024.
Wait, which one?
Trap.
M. Night Shyamalan's movie.
Oh, okay.
I got the best compliment on it. Some guy goes, "Holy cow, a reviewer who is actually honest instead of like all of these other horror reviewers that were like, this is amazing. M. Night Shyamalan's..." I'm like, the dialogue alone in this movie is awful. There's a particular scene where Josh Hartnett's character is actually talking to M. Night Shyamalan because he pushed himself in his own movies, and the dialogue itself. Halfway through this movie in the theater, I turned to my husband. I'm like, I can't. I don't know if I can sit here and watch the rest of this movie. This is just awful.
Kyle, you're reminded of an actor. I'm not sure if this is one of your super fans.
Uh-oh. Don't you dare let this slide into another gay OnlyFans situation.
Hey, we suddenly jumped viewers. So I don't know, it might be.
The other movie I did not like this year, well, there's a couple of them. I didn't like Abigail. I thought that was way overhyped. People act like that was a new take on the vampire genre. I was like, this is crap. Cuckoo was awful.
Okay.
And the remake of Speak No Evil was atrocious.
Ooh, so I disagree with you on that, actually. I think it was an improvement. And a lot of it had to do with James McAvoy's performance. Darkly hilarious. I found it devilishly entertaining. I should have had a British accent when I said those fucking words because that didn't fit my American accent.
It did exactly what I thought it was going to do. It dumbed it down for the Western audience.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
I don't know.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about because of the original's ending. It didn't.
It's not even the original.
It took away the teeth of the original, and it's just the original left me with this very dour and depressed
Yes. Yeah.
implication. You can still get the same point across, and I think the remake does. It
Disagree.
does. I think it does. I think it does. I think it gets the
I think
point
if you
across that
take,
you're not supposed to be a doormat. That's
I
basically
think
what
if you
it's
take
coming down
take
to.
away James McAvoy out of that movie, and I liked his performance too, but to me it didn't save it. It just, at the end, it gets a happy ending where I like the original, where it is depressing, it is dark. It also shows you like there are people who actually live these lives where you don't speak up for
Yeah.
yourself, and the eventually something like that is going to come into play where it's going to be too late for you to speak up.
Yeah.
And especially coming from a culture I come from, because I'm part Middle Eastern, that's a big thing where you don't voice your concerns. You're always accepting of whatever the host and stuff. Where I feel the Western remake just diluted it completely, had no meat to it. And if you take McAvoy out of it, and the reason the original works so well is the guy builds up the craziness. He's not crazy right off the bat. Where McAvoy, he's insane right off the bat. So it just didn't leave any meat for me.
No, he behaved normally when they were on vacation.
No, he gave his
No,
body
no,
language.
he behaved a little weird.
He did
Well,
the
give me an
mark
example.
from
With the motorcycle,
Yeah.
the moped.
or the poop joke too.
What
on
did
top
he
of
do
it.
that was abnormal on the motorcycle, on the moped?
His
I mean, what was it? What's his
he took
name?
their child.
He took their child. Like,
Which is
He
weird.
asked him. He
That's
said, "No." He said, "You want to? Can I give her a
No,
ride?" And
it's
he was
it's
asking
I,
about that.
on the parents' end. That's weird to give a stranger the ability to just
yeah.
take your child to around the block. You don't know these people. You don't know these people. They could be the friendliest person in the world. I'm not leaving my child with some stranger I just met.
Yeah.
No, but his family stayed behind, so it's not as weird. And you're on vacation. You're in a specific spot that's localized, and it's not like a general thing.
It,
You're individually. They're at a vacation like resort, aren't they? That's a unification type of thing, and you find familiarity within there.
Still weird. I don't know. Maybe it's
It's
just
not as it's not as weird. And when it comes to the other scenes, because I watched the original after seeing the remake, when I saw the comparisons of how the original scenes play out in comparison with the remake actually milked the uncomfortable nature of those scenes a lot better than the original, which runs through those moments a lot quicker. The biggest example is the when he tries to feed her. I don't even think they did the turkey thing where she's a vegetarian, and if they did, they clearly didn't make a great impression on me about it. It was the dinner sequence where they go out.
Yeah.
And they run through that. Like, I was wondering, what was the fucking point of going out as a couple, two couples, and they didn't milk any uncomfortable nature aside from he's paying, no, I'll pay, yada yada.
Well, no. There was the blowjob scene.
No, but what I'm saying is the original didn't do any of that. The remake
It's
actually
also
made
based-
a point. They capitalized on that sequence at the dinner. You heard a weird story. You and then you had the fake out blowjob moment. It was
But you also have to understand
hilarious.
it's a Swedish culture too.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
believe it's
Yeah.
Swedish culture too. That's where the horror comes from too. It's their culture of not speaking up for yourself and just being that type of individual. So
It's a whole European thing. Like,
yeah. Have
going
you
out to
seen
dinner with Europeans is like way different than going out to dinner with Americans.
When Evil Lurks, Kyle?
No.
You should. It's an Argentina horror movie. It's very good.
Hang on.
It's I wouldn't call it a zombie movie, but it is about disease. It uses possession in the form of disease. It's very good. It's very dark. It's probably darker than the original Speak No Evil.
What's the title again?
When Evil Lurks.
Okay,
Like, you'll need to watch something very happy afterwards. If you have children, I don't
No.
know if
Okay.
okay. If do you either of you have children?
No,
Well,
well, no. But
okay, yeah.
yeah, I won't be showing that to children. So you're saying it's
Don't
an
show
art?
it to children, but if you have
It's
children, I think it'll be more impactful
okay.
of a horror movie.
It's an Argentinian movie.
It's a foreign horror movie. It's Dread Incarnated. Yeah, deleted
Okay.
scenes has. Yeah,
Okay.
Dread incarnated. That's the quote that goes on the poster.
yeah.
Nice.
It's one of my favorites, but it is very dark. It is
So
very
Nadia,
heavy.
if you want a shitload of views, because apparently, I'm the only one on YouTube that criticized this movie negatively and got a ton of views, still continuing to gain views daily. You should review I Saw the TV Glow.
I hated that fucking movie.
Do a review on it because I
I didn't
guarantee
even finish
you
it. I couldn't finish it.
it was so fucking bad. And I think my video, I laid out my argument. No plot and no character development. And basically all the woke activists just jumped on me. It's doing well, even though it's my lowest. I got like ratioed to Kingdom Come, but the engagement is what's driving the views. So I'm like, stirring the shit in the comments. Calling people like, "Hey, you thought this was like Citizen Kane or whatever." The movie was fucking shit.
I
I
I
would do
tried to. I
I
tried to
would
watch it.
do
I
I
couldn't get
would
into
do a
it.
video on it and say how fucking bad it is, and I guarantee you will get like 10,000 views easily.
I even said I didn't like Smile 2. I thought Smile 2, the best part of Smile 2 was the opening, and that was it. It's just a repeat of Smile 1, just at a bigger budget.
I haven't seen
Nothing
either
new,
of
nothing
those,
refreshing for it.
but I think the main issue with I Saw the TV Glow is that it was a message about trans experience. I don't know. I thought the two characters were fucking autistic. I got like no inclination of like, oh, this is a movie about trans people.
A couple of weeks ago, I have a panel that we do horror tier lists
Yeah.
just for fun. So we did 2024, even though we did it earlier in the year, just because I was like, it's October, let's just do this. It'll be fun. And I think we all rated that like the lowest tier out of it.
Yeah.
A couple of movies we're doing the next one in a few weeks. We're going to be doing Christmas and Thanksgiving horror movies
Okay.
from the 70s and on, and just see where we're tiered. I sent everybody a huge list to watch. But
Wait, is this a stream you run or?
a stream I'm doing. So I did the 2024 horror tier, and then we're going to be doing the Christmas Thanksgiving horror movies.
Oh shit!
There are a shitload of Christmas horror movies. Like
Yeah.
there are ones that I didn't even know about. I was like, and
Yeah.
they're all on Tubi, and they're all like B-rated.
Yeah.
So they probably will be a lot of fun. I think Kyle froze again. Oh wait, no, he didn't. Okay.
It looked like it for a second.
For a second there, didn't
But
it? Yeah.
it was me that was doing the freezing, which that was the first time that happened. I actually closed out of the tab, and I'm like, well, I hope this doesn't kill the stream, and luckily it didn't.
But yeah, I'll try, but I don't know. I review, sometimes I'll review movies, and it's because they're already in theaters, just to kind of ride the algorithm wave. So like Heretic, I did Trap, Smile 2. But when I saw the TV Glow, I think I watched 20 minutes in, and I was like, all right, I'm out.
I mean, I had
I just couldn't get into it.
I was movie hopping that day, and it was the second movie. I forget what I saw before, but I saw Furiosa after, and there was a couple sitting next to me, and I shit you not, like the husband's like, or maybe it was like, I forget, like I didn't even look at them, but one said to the other, "I'm fucking picking the movie next time." It was so fucking bad. And it's got a lot of love from like the woke activists on YouTube.
Same thing with Cuckoo. Cuckoo's got a lot of love, but I think it's Cuckoo had the problem that what movie with the two storylines that Beetlejuice. Same issue where they had two storylines going on, and when they came together, it just muddled it, and it just was boring. Pacing was completely off. The acting was horrible, and I love Dan Stevens, and even he couldn't save that movie.
Not it. You didn't like Winona Ryder's performance the whole time of.
And I love Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice, to me, is I watch it yearly. I watch it every Halloween. I don't like Hocus Pocus. To me, I like Beetlejuice. That's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
Went to see 2, and I was like, this is just dog shit.
Well,
This
that's
is
not
just-
her character. She didn't behave that way.
No, none of the.
She did.
The only,
She's acting like the character. We went over this, Paul, last time. She's acting like the character from Stranger Things, manic.
Yep.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
who the fuck didn't tell her to not? She should have watched the first one again. Do you remember how you performed this character? Do you remember?
Well, it's the
But she
same
was
issue.
like, what,
It had,
16 when she did that?
I think so.
Something around there.
I had a problem of 2 storylines. Pick one. Pick one and just expand on one.
Yeah.
Like, half the time when the ex-wife wasn't on screen and then she would pop up, I was like, oh, I forgot about this character.
Yeah.
Great scene where she's putting herself together, but that's about it. So
Yep.
either go with that, which I think is actually the weaker of the 2 storylines, or expand more on the kid, trying to replace himself with what's Jenna Ortega's character. Like, expand a little bit more on that.
Sure.
Just
Yeah.
too muddled with the 2 of them.
Yep. Yeah, no, it was a. So I had never seen Beetlejuice. I watched it the night before I went to go see the sequel in the theater, and it was pretty jarring. It didn't have the same amount, like, kind of charm that the original had.
The original is actually very dark. Watching it as an adult, it's very dark concepts to it. But but it's a good family movie because it goes over children's head. It's got the campiness, the funness of it. The sequel is just, I don't know what they were thinking with this. It just didn't make sense. I did not like the portray of Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice in the first one's like this prankster, sex pest kind of deal. And all of a sudden now he's like the good guy in the second one. This is not what I signed up for.
Yeah.
Well, he's another character that got neutered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's been a pattern in Hollywood, right? Their complete
Indiana
lack
Jones.
of originality.
Yeah, Indiana Jones got
And
neutered.
Oh, that was horrible.
milking sequels.
Indy 5. My
there
husband
you
has
go.
never fallen asleep in the theaters until that movie.
Yeah, was that this year or last year? Like I'm
think it's
like
last
memory-
year. Last year. And that awful pea yellow colored filter they used for that entire movie.
Yeah.
I think I left the theater 5 times to just like bathroom break, snack break, because I just did not give 2 shits about what was going on in theater. I had to watch it because I had to be on a stream for it, and I just did not care. I owe Crystal Skull an apology after watching that.
No, you don't. No, that has its own fucking problems, and the Crystal Skull, it does. It doesn't negate the problems of that movie. Let's not.
Still, I would rather watch that than that one to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you have to offset your criticism for one previous film just because the other one was so fucking bad.
And Indiana Jones, to me, it's so Temple of Doom was my first Indiana Jones movie, and it's something
same.
I watched with my dad, these movies, and I just loved them, and I would wear out the VHS on them and just enjoyed them so much, and just wow, Disney just decided to just take a big shit in Indiana Jones' mouth and just
there's a visual right there.
Yep.
Yeah. So we got a new comment here. Xeno X, why do you think OS took the money and the ID from Vic's wallet?
Oz.
Oz
took the money
to make it look like a robbery.
Well, he threw the ID in the water, so.
But taking it, he can't ID the body, but taking the money to me is just saying like, oh, it's a robbery. The cops won't do much about it.
If they drag the bottom of the water, then they'll find the ID. So plus that's probably dental.
But given how corrupt the Gotham police are, I don't even think they'll.
And the shit they're dealing with right now, anyway, with the aftermath of the Riddler and and stuff. I don't think they're going to care about, and it's sad to say, I don't think they're going to care about like some random teenage
Random kid, right?
that
Yeah, I think like he killed him, and I got this question a lot on my video about it. I think he killed him because he wanted to sever all connections of like weakness or like
yeah,
his personhood, I guess.
family is weakness in
Yep.
that world. So to have any kind of connection like that could be used up against him,
Yeah.
he wanted to completely cut, because now he's moving in a sense to be the
The
the head
pain.
of like the underground of Gotham. So
Yeah.
he doesn't want to take anything from his previous life with him into
Right.
the new one. The only thing that just didn't make sense to me is keeping Eve alive at the end, but I personally think it's because he probably doesn't know that she gave him up or gave
Mm,
up mom. So that's the only reason I can see that. Some
yeah.
people said it was because he wanted the whole thing of her dressing up like his mom and stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you can get any hooker to do that. Why Eve? Like the way he's been portrayed this entire time. If you cross him, I mean, look at the opening episode. What's his face insulted him, and he like quick drawn to his hip to kill him.
Yeah.
So like I think she's just alive just because he doesn't know that she's the reason why Sophia found his mom.
Right, right, right. Yeah, he doesn't know that because that all happened like off screen between episodes when Sophia kidnapped Oz's mom.
Yeah, and it was when they had the her and Eve having that long scene when she came to the
Yeah,
apartment.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so I hope there's not a season 2 because I really
Yeah,
liked the
it
fact
doesn't
that
need it. Doesn't need
it
it.
doesn't
Like you can just go right into the actual movie sequel and have
well,
him be the main villain.
I know a lot of people were disappointed that the Batman never showed up. I actually liked that. I think
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
if
yeah. He didn't need
Batman
to.
actually showed up, it would have taken away from
Yep.
the charm of the show, the brilliance
I
of
mean,
it.
but you got the thing at the end. You got the bat signal.
Signal, yeah, there you go.
That's
But it
good.
took 2
It's
years.
just tasteful. It gives you a little taste. It doesn't like shove it in your face by having Pattinson show up.
Yeah. And everybody's like, "Where's the Batman this whole time?" I'm like, from my memory from seeing the other movies, doesn't he go deal with criminals outside of Gotham or deal with what's the big master that he like go trains with?
Ra's al Ghul.
Thank you. Like there's many outcomes they could utilize of why
Yeah,
he hasn't been involved, and
and I mean,
Gotham's
so
so
he
corrupt
was
anyway.
because like the series started like right after the movie,
Mhm.
essentially. So and the series didn't. I don't know how like over what time period this miniseries takes place, but let's say it's like a 2 or 3 week period where he's like
Oh, I think it's
consolidating
longer than that.
power. It's longer than that. You know,
Just the time jump between certain episodes.
Batman
Uh,
has other shit to worry about. You know what I mean?
that
Like he's got the Riddler and um who the hell else was in prison? Didn't
the
they like
Joker.
hint at the Joker? Yeah.
I also think that at this time in this series, the Penguin is, in a sense, too low of a problem, too low of a
Yeah.
gangster or boss for the Batman to be worried about.
Right.
There might be bigger fish to fry, in a sense.
Yep.
But I will say it was kind of weird that if he is in Gotham and that episode where the entire intersection, caved down itself, I'm like, what the fuck, where's Batman? But also that happened during the day, and doesn't Batman just do Batman stuff at night? Like he's
Right.
not
Right.
day.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Like Bat.
Deleted. Everything was still flooded. Like right at the very beginning of this series, you saw the flooding stuff, and then Vic alludes to it. So yeah, no, that's very prominent in the show.
Yeah,
I don't know.
great
I thought it was
show.
pretty good.
I think it's great. I think it's one of the best shows we've had. I like Shogun just a little bit more.
I gotta watch that. Kyle, have you seen Shogun?
No.
It's
I've
great.
heard fantastic things. I
Uh,
love the time period. I love anything Japan.
I
Uh,
think
can't
Japan
wait.
House of Cards,
Oh
when
wow.
House of Cards
Okay.
was good,
I mean,
kind of deal.
maybe that's what I should watch instead of like rewatching old Breaking Bad. I should just watch something new.
House of Cards is 1, 2 season, first two.
Oh no! I didn't mean House of Cards. I
Oh,
meant
Shogun.
Shogun. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. House of
Shogun.
Cards like just went downhill
Oh
after
yeah.
Kevin Spacey, whatever. Um, yeah, and I just finished season 1 of The Diplomat, which I guess isn't like in the nerdy category. I thought it was pretty good. Kerry Russell does a decent job in it.
Everybody recommends The West Wing to me since I enjoyed the first 2 seasons of House of Cards.
So the big problem with the West Wing is that it's like Dawson's Creek for politics.
Mm.
It's like got the witty back and forth banter that's not really realistic. Yeah, I watched 2 seasons of it and I'm like, all right, I'm good. Like it. Oh, and plus the seasons are. It's like that syndicated like broadcast TV bullshit with like 22, 24 episodes a season. I'm good. I like the Breaking Bad, Mad Men style of like 10 to 12 episodes. Like there, with these 22 episode seasons, there's a shit ton of filler material that like you don't really need to watch, and I'm glad that TV moved away from that.
Deadwood and Justified are 2 that were recommended to me as well.
I've heard good things about both. I haven't watched them. I like Timothy Oliphant. Huge fan of him. So I probably should watch Justified. There's just so much TV, and I mean, I think Kyle was the one that mentioned like we're kind of jealous of you because you haven't watched so much good stuff yet, and it's like new for you for the first time. We
Oh
don't
yeah,
have that same
Sopranos was
experience.
completely new for me this year, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I was cramming out like 2-3 episodes a night. I
Yeah.
was like, man, I gotta work in the morning. I loved it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so I want to say it was season 1 where that gambler. I want to say was it like Kevin McAllister's dad, the actor, who killed himself off the bridge. It was season 1.
I can't remember.
So it was like this degenerate gambler that got in deep with Tony, and then he jumped off. Yeah. So that bridge, I used to row on that river.
Oh,
Yeah.
every time Tony would be on screen, I'm like, man, this is my dad. From
Yeah.
clothing to just the way my dad looks, like my dad
Yeah.
could, and Middle Eastern people were the same like Italians, same kind of family structure. So I was like, oh, this could be my. And same thing with the penguin. I sent my dad a screenshot of before I recommended it to him. Like, Dad, is this you? Colin Farrell and the penguin makeup. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good characters on that show. A lot of good deaths. For me,
Very impactful. Christopher's death to me on that show.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see coming at all.
I like the episode. I think the best episode of the entire series, I think, was I remember the title was Long-Term Parking, when they take God, what was her name? Christopher's girlfriend out into the Pine Barrens.
Oh, Christopher's.
What's her name? Drea De Matteo.
Yeah.
I forget. I forget what because she became an informant, and I think it was Adriana, and like Silvio took her out into the Pine Barrens and buried her, and then left her car in long-term parking at Newark Airport. Like I grew up in New Jersey. Like that shit happened all the time.
That to me, it makes me mad when I watch movies and TV shows back that I haven't seen yet, because it shows me what Hollywood potentially could be at this point, right? And it's just what they have sacrificed for the quality, especially male characters.
Yeah.
Like as a woman, I loved The Predator because I get these like swollen, muscular men, like, and it's good for men too, right? You get the action sequences and stuff. But who do I have on screen now other than Henry Cavill and stuff?
Right.
It's all these like tiny soy drinking little individual men, like
Yeah,
Timothy
yeah.
Chalamet, whatever his name is. And I'm like, there's nothing appealing for women to go see the movies.
So they basically made men feminine and women masculine,
Yeah,
which
and it's just
that
I
doesn't
love
work.
revisiting these movies because
And don't get me wrong, there could be well written, strong female characters.
oh yeah.
Prime example, and I'm pretty sure Kyle will agree with me. Beth Dutton on Yellowstone. That's a great, strong female character.
She is, but she's toxic.
Oh, she's toxic as fuck, but you kind of root for her, and then when you find out about her background and what Jamie did to her, I'm like, okay, man, that's perfectly fucking understandable. I see where she's coming from.
But she uses her strengths as a woman, like her femininity,
Yeah.
sexuality and stuff. It's not like, oh, she's overpowering a 200, 300-pound dude in a fight. You know, it's realistic.
I mean, even Ripley in Alien had to put on the battle suit to fight the fucker.
Yeah, but and nowadays I'm just like, when's the last great action movie? Other than, I wouldn't even put Mission Impossible.
I mean,
Mission Impossible,
so that's
Fall Guy.
Movies.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, action movies is there's a few examples. The one genre where we haven't gotten a funny movie since I'm gonna argue 2009 has been comedy. The last good, I'm talking like you're gonna spit your drink out in the theater laughing comedy.
Nobody wants to make jokes nowadays because someone's going to be offended.
Tropic Thunder was the last one.
I don't
That
know
was
how to make
2008.
a scary movie.
Yeah.
I included 2009 because of The Hangover. The Hangover is pretty good.
One's okay. 2 and 3.
Yeah. And I've been sending Kyle memes and reels. That reel where it's the Hangover guys, but superimposed like our Trump, JD Vance, and the American people.
Oh, right.
It's like
We're
back,
back,
baby. We're fucking back.
Well, the Wayne
Well,
brothers.
I would argue that it's not about being back. Like we're here in a way that we haven't been before.
Yeah,
it's not. I don't think it's appropriate to say we're back because this is something that we haven't seen before.
Yeah,
we could have
so
been on
it's a great time.
Though.
Yeah,
I mean, just
way darker timeline.
you get a woman that was put on the terror watch list and the no-fly list by Hillary Clinton. Now is going to be the director of national intelligence.
It's a real thing, by the way. I have a friend from my church who was in the Marines.
Yeah,
and he told me that he was on a terror watch list.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Tulsi Gabbard is on a terror watch list.
Saying something bad on Twitter. Thank God.
Well, he's written books about drone projects, and so that might have something to do with it. Because if you talk about things or bump against the establishment, that might ruffle feathers. So,
I mean, I can't wait until RFK is unleashed on the FDA and everybody. Like, Anthony Fauci needs to get the fuck out of the country right now if he wants to get out of this alive.
I just pray. Let's just pray that we get through January. Like this.
Yeah.
Pray that nothing happens. That we get through to January and then it's smooth sailing. I am of the rhetoric of if you are not pro-American. Like you do not want to see our country succeed in all aspects. You do not want to see this country built better for future generations. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Really just get the fuck out.
I am on the same page.
Because
everybody, it's refreshing to hear.
Everybody complain, and to me, especially women, I am so angry at women here in the United States that are complaining about reproductive rights, and you could go into degrees of different things, but then we're spoiled here. People don't realize that our gender here has the most rights, the most we're spoiled here compared to certain countries. Women aren't even allowed to drive. Women aren't even allowed to leave their houses in certain countries.
Yep.
They want to complain about certain rights here that
women are now paid equally to men, if not more, in certain areas.
I just hope we go back.
We've achieved equality. Like, just stop. We're good.
I just hope we go back to pro-Americana family values.
Yeah.
And I'm Catholic, and I'm hoping
Yeah.
we lead more into Christian values, but I just want pro-American values where
Yep.
we take care of our own people, take care of our vets. We
Yep.
don't even take care of our vets, and that to
Hey,
me,
I live in New York. I see homeless people all the time.
Las Vegas here too, and it's just like we should take care of our own, and then if we can help other countries, that's great. But our country is in just so much turmoil, our people are hurting. Be pro-American. If you're not pro-American, get the fuck out.
It's the same principle as what Jordan Peterson has talked about. You need to make your own bed
Yep.
as a symbol
Yep. Oh, but watch
of
out. This
you
is
being
far
able to
right
go out and
lingo.
try to change the world. Yeah, you need to make your own fucking bed if you expect to change other people's lives and the world. Yeah.
Oh, which
You need to
I
take
have
care of
to
yourself
tell you,
first
Nadia,
before you can try to take care of other people. Get yourself right.
You're a swing state voter, so thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, yeah. I got out of Illinois for that. It's just, because my husband and I were trying to have children, and
Mhm.
I'm just like, we're gonna homeschool because just
Yeah.
seeing the education system and just seeing things, and I'm like, I just want to raise decent human beings that have good values, that do not rely on the system. I think less government is better, and just we take care of each other. We should, as neighbors, as Samaritans, we should be taking care of each other.
Yeah.
And if you don't share this value, you just want to burn everything down, get the fuck out. Go to another country that you so
Yeah.
desire to go to.
Yeah, I mean, and with the school, I mean, I'm right there with you with the school stuff. I mean, I'd be afraid to send kids to public school now. Like in terms of like the indoctrination, it's like, okay, they're gonna find out about the alphabet soup crap eventually, but let them be kids first.
What do you mean eventually, dude? There literally is here in
No.
Austin, down the
What
street,
I'm saying is,
there's an elementary school with the fucking rainbow flags on the windows
I
and
think what he
outside.
means, as they grow up, they'll learn about like that's your
send them
to
to
me-
Catholic school then.
To me, it doesn't matter. Catholic schools are doing it too. Catholics have been walked over so much lately. It's ridiculous. We need to grow a backbone. I believe in praying for everyone, but that doesn't mean accepting everyone. You don't have to accept everybody's sin. You can pray for them, but you
Just
should.
look at what Gretchen Whitmer did. The governor of Michigan.
Oh yeah,
like they keep making fun of it.
The poor and those poor. Oh man, but I hope we are on a good timeline. I hope we bring it back. I hope for our children, our children's children, that because we're on the tip of the edge right now, and it's gonna take all of us.
Dude, this was like affordable groceries or World War III.
Yeah,
like, those are the two choices.
I mean, my husband's been on. He got let go in May. He has not been able to find a job since May, and then just
I'm coming up on 2 years.
Yeah, and there's just the two of us. God, I cannot imagine somebody that might have 3 or 4 kids that you have to feed in this economy, that you have to clothe and take care of. And just, it's sad. And it's sad that we've walked away from valuing other opinions and coming together. Instead, we're just so divided. And I'm just like, if you just want to burn things down,
I gotta send you a video, Nadia. And I don't know if I sent Kyle the same video. So the original, it was a YouTube video that opened my eyes way back in 2016. This British comedian, Jonathan Pye, he mainly does jokes about British politics, but he did a video on Trump. And his whole shtick is like the journalist that got caught on a hot mic. And he does this whole spiel. It's the kind of like the morning after the Trump election and in 2016, and he's like, "We don't debate anymore. We shut other people's opinions down, and then we call them deplorables, racist, bigots, sexist." And then, how do you think people are going to act when you talk to them like that?
Yeah, it's at some point people have to realize like that is not how you change other people's opinion, and it's also not how you come to a middle ground about things. Like certain things, I don't believe you should. I think you should have a line in the sand for, but especially when it becomes involving with children, I think children should be allowed to be kids. Like there are certain adult themes that we are pushing on kids that honestly
Exactly.
should be on their parents to have those discussions. School should be, you're learning math, you're learning science, you're learning English, you're learning about your history, and that's it.
Yeah,
But
that's it.
I hate to cut this short. I
Yeah.
have to be on another stream in 8 minutes. So
Oh no, you're not cutting it short. We've been on for nearly 3 hours.
Yeah, this is a good time. I think I'm spent at this point.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, once we veered away from pop culture into politics, it's like
I could
we
talk
could
about
go on
politics
for
forever.
another 3 hours.
yeah.
Well, that's been a lot of fun. Great stream. I'm gonna try to plug your channel, Nadia, so we can get you over 1,000 subs.
Yeah, and you're in a good place because it happened when I was coming here, and Paul was a great instrumental figure to making that happen. So I appreciate it.
Even though my channel's not growing as fast anymore, but yeah,
I'd love to come back on any time. Just let me know when you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll do one next month as like a tie-up, like best and worst of 2024 kind of thing. Get like Badger and Hardcut and everybody, and I want you to meet Sin because I think you two would really hit it off with horror movies.
That's going to be an epic live stream with a lot of people. Yeah,
Yeah,
be something.
Yeah, I think like my record was like having 12 people, I believe.
Oh, geez.
Wow. I want to say that was like the very first one where we did this thing on Avengers movies, but I mean it was like before I got comfortable on camera. It was kind of a hot mess, but yeah, I'll have one next month. Have to figure out like exactly which day. Probably like toward the beginning of the month because holidays and shit. But yeah, so can I plug your channel somehow? What are you working on? What's coming up for you?
So on every Tuesday I do a live stream on horror news where I talk about topics in the horror genre, whether it's movie, TV shows, games, books, and stuff. And then I just dropped my Heretic review. I'm working on Hellboy Crooked Man review. I don't know when that's going to come out because I want to take my time with it because I love that comic. And then a horror tier for Thanksgiving and Christmas is going to come out soon. And covering From every Friday. I have a panel that we're discussing each episode as it's released. So just follow me over on X or Twitter, whatever it's called, and I post where I am all the time.
Yeah, I mean that's where I found you. So yeah, everybody go check out Nadia, and then Kyle might as well wrap it up. What do you have going on?
I'm finishing up a video that's going to.
Oh shit! Did I cut out?
Did you?
No.
Cut out.
No. I hear you.
Can you hear me, Kyle?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you too.
Okay.
I mean, this is a hot mess. I really need to switch to streaming.
I didn't see anything cut out
because it happens all the time. Well, shit.
I'm finishing up a video for.
I don't know what happened to Kyle?
What?
I can hear him. Go, Kyle. Just go. I can hear him.
Oh wait, you can hear Kyle now?
Yeah, I can hear Kyle.
I can see myself.
Oh, now I
on the
can't hear
screen.
anybody.
That's what's weird.
Oh Jesus! All right. Well, I guess we'll try to wrap it up. I don't know if Kyle did his thing.
Well, I'll say it. I'll say it anyway. You can hear me.
Is he talking?
I'm
yes.
talking.
Okay.
I'll finish up.
I'll let him
you
talk.
relay that I'm
We'll see
finishing
what
up,
happens.
and then I'll bow out.
Let him finish up because I gotta count in like a minute.
Yeah, right. I'm
Okay,
finishing up a video that's going to be titled "The Greatest Forgotten Thriller," and I'm finishing that up, and it's going to be one of the Cinethesis videos, which is a pre-written one that's more, pre-planned and has voiceover. It's not as off the cover or off the cuff rather. And the impromptu views that I do. So that one's going to be coming out within a week.
Let me know when he stops talking because I can't hear him at all.
Come and check out the channel, essentially, as well.
Okay, he's done.
Okay,
I'm done.
All right.
Okay.
Well, this was a great stream, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.
Teamwork makes the dream work.